Welcome back to Man Down Sports. As you can see from the thumbnail, we want to talk about the Denver Nuggets getting a victory over the Boston Celtics 114 to 110. And listen, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so, right? I've always said for all these years that we've been going crazy over the triple double. And this goes all the way back to Russell Westbrook, right? All the way back to Russ when he was getting his triple doubles in OKC and when we were just going completely bonkers over it. Not me, but fans and media around the NBA just going completely haywire over Russell Westbrook's triple doubles and how fascinating it is. And we haven't seen it since Oscar. And I kept telling people, listen, man, this is not the way that you want to play basketball if you want to win. This is not a formula for success, right? Having a player play a triple double style of basketball, that is a triple double style of basketball is a desperation offense where you're depleted and don't have anything, and all you got is your best player. Everyone is hurt. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is the type of stuff you do in a championship game when Kareem goes down with the ankle injury and you got the young buck Magic Johnson, and we just got to figure out a way to get a win or two, right? That's when you play triple double basketball. But designing your offense for your best player to be your primary scorer and your primary facilitator, and just for that one guy to just be the hub for distribution and the hub for assists is just stat padding. That's what it is. We just got to be honest about it. Westbrook was stat padding. Harden was stat padding. Jokic is stat padding. Luca is stat padding. Like, it's just a bad offense, and Phil Jackson didn't like it. Popovich, none of the greats like this if they want to be honest, right? When they're calling games, like Van Gundy when he's calling games, you got to hype up what Jokic is doing because this is a marquee player. You can't tear a marquee player down. Like the last person who was really honest about players while he was calling games was Bill Walton, and may he rest in peace. But Bill Walton and not Stan, but Jeff Van Gundy as well to a certain extent. But they both was very honest about what they were seeing on the court back in the day. And I remember they had to get real back. I can't remember if NBC, they made some changes because Bill Walton was just brutally honest about the refereeing, and that was when a lot of games was in question for being rigged and stuff like that, especially those Lakers games against Sacramento and Portland. Like, Bill Walton was calling that stuff out live on live TV, calling out the bad calls, calling out the discrepancies in the calls, and calling players out as well. Being too honest, right? And when you do that to the NBA product, you're teaching fans. What's up, Greg Anderson? Long time no see, big dog. Salute to you, man. Salute to you. Happy anniversary. Oh, not happy anniversary, but happy New Year. Happy New Year. But when you got someone that's calling games for the NBA, but they're calling out negative things about the ref, the players, the rules, all types of stuff, it affects the NBA negatively. So while they might be working for NBC has a deal with the NBA for these games. So the NBA can come to NBC and say, hey, you hired this guy and he's telling everybody else that's watching that our product is bad. Like, you have to reel that in. Can you get them to say good things? So don't be fooled when you hear people like Jeff Van Gundy or Mark Jackson on live TV bragging about Westbrook's triple doubles or Luca's or Jokic triple doubles. They hate it because the smart coaches has never, like, none of the smart coaches who have had jobs, none of the Hall of Fame coaches. As a matter of fact, I think I got a list of all the Hall of Fame coaches. I'll put the Hall of Fame coaches on screen really quick. I mean, it's more Hall of Fame coaches than this, but these are the top 15 greatest coaches, according to the NBA when they announced their top 75, they announced their top 15 coaches as well. And if you go down that list, there's not one coach on that list that has authorized their best player to play triple-double basketball. I don't see D'Antoni. I don't see Post Malone or Mike Malone, whatever you want to call him. I don't see Post Malone on there. I don't see Adaman, the coaches that's coaching Jokic now. I don't see any of Westbrook's coaches who let him play triple double basketball. I don't know if it was what's my man what's the coach from Florida that coached the Florida Gators? I think he coached the Bulls now. Start with a D. Can't remember, but I don't see him on there. I don't see no triple double coaches on this list. I don't see nobody who say, hey, I want my best player. This is my offense, and I want my best player to get 30 shots up and be in charge of all the distribution. Nobody's doing that. All these coaches here got a real system that they had their players playing in. There's no triple-double basketball. Like, it's not there. They all know it's not winning basketball. Right? They all know it's not really winning basketball. Billy Donovan. Thanks, Greg. Billy Donovan. They all know it's not winning basketball. So what are we doing? Right? What are we doing trying to act like it is and bragging about it? No one wants to be honest on national TV. Nobody's telling the truth. So let's get into the game, though. And what does it mean? I mean, it don't mean a lot. It means that the Nuggets are fighting and keeping their head above water until their best player can come back. But what it also means for my foresight, because I don't operate in hindsight when I talk about things that I think that should be happening. I operate in foresight, and my foresight was out front saying the Nuggets have everything they need on their roster, not just this year, but they had it last year. And all these other years that they didn't make it to the championship. They had Michael Porter Jr., who's a all-star this year, Jamal Murray, who's an all-star this year, and they're both averaging 25 points a game this year. And then they got Aaron Gordon, who's a lockdown defender, who he was averaging about 18 before he went down with his injury, and scored 50 points this season. Jamal Murray also scored 50. So I want you to think about this. On top of Jokic being a top 2 player in the league right now and in his prime and a dominant scorer, you got this dominant scorer who can go for 50 if he wants to. And then you got his co-star who can go for 50. Then you got his third best player who can go for 50. And then last year and the previous 6 years, you had a fourth player who's a potential all-star who can average 25 a game. And if you let him, I guarantee you he can go for 50. You had all that on the roster together. And it's top-heavy for sure. But there's 2 ways you want to do it. If you want to spend your money to have a star co-star and spread it out with, more role players, that way you can have more impact players on the bench, that's one way of doing it. But if you want to spend your money and be top heavy and have 4 bona fide certified stars in your starting lineup, which means you're going to have a little bit less of a impact on your bench, those are your 2 options. And obviously after they won that championship, they decided we want to pay Gordon, we want to pay Michael Porter Jr., we want to pay Murray, we want to pay Jokic. We don't want to lose those 4 guys. We want to keep them together and see how far we can go. All right, and that was the thing. But I've always told people the Denver Nuggets got star power and they got good role players. They just didn't have enough on the bench last year, possibly, if you say that. But you also could argue if they played different style of basketball, you could see what we're seeing now. Peyton Watson has had, ever since Jokic has went down, he scored 24 points, 23, 21, 24, and tonight he had 30. That's an average of 24.4 points since Jokic just went down. So you had a guy that couldn't even, all Peyton Watson could do was catch and shoot and slash for lobs or, get stuff on the fast break slashing. We've never seen Denver let Peyton Watson get the ball and go one-on-one. We've never seen Peyton Watson in an ISO situation. We've never seen him dribble pull-up. It was all, I'm going to stand in the corner, I'm going to let Murray and Jokic do that 2-man game, and everything is going to come off Jokic's pass or Murray's pass. There's only 2 guys authorized to make a play in that offense. mostly Jokic, but in the event that Jokic, won't want to do some screen and roll with Murray, Murray can make a play off that screen and roll action. So he ended up getting about 7 assists a game, and Jokic is averaging 11. But lo and behold, ever since Jokic has went down, and Murray's only played 4 games, because he sat out the last game, so he hasn't played 5 like Peyton Watson. Peyton Watson played all 5, but Murray played 4. He's had 6 assists, 7 assists, 16 assists, and tonight he had 17 assists. 16 was his career high. He just went over his career high again tonight in a W. That's an average for 11.5 assists ever since Jokic went down. So Murray is averaging 11.5 assists. Peyton Watson is averaging 24.4 points. Everything went up. Everything shot up. You got a bench player who last night just got them a W for them without Murray and without Gordon. He went off. So there's so much capability on this roster, and now we're seeing it. And now what my foresight was listen, everyone keeps thinking that Jokic has to play triple-double basketball because there's no one on his team that can create their own shot or create a shot for others. So the lie that was being told in the media and by the Jokic fans is that Jokic has to do all of this distribution for the team because he's the only one that can do it. And I kept telling people, no, Jokic is actually doing that for triple-double stats so he can be more competitive for MVP. He's not doing it to win. He's doing it for stats. If he wanted to win, he need to look at what Tim Duncan did with the Spurs. You have an example. When you look at all your examples for people who chase triple-doubles like Harden and Westbrook and Luca, you don't have a lot of rings. As a matter of fact, Harden, Westbrook, and Luca, none of them have rings. None of those guys have rings. Harden, Westbrook, Luca have 0 rings. But Luca is in the MVP discussion every year for the last 5 or 6 years. So triple-double basketball will get you in the MVP discussion. Harden has 1 MVP. Westbrook has 1 MVP. So if you really think about what triple-doubles do, it puts you in the MVP discussion. I call it hero ball. The people on the left, they own ball dominant. They're the primary facilitator. They're the primary scorer, and they all rest on defense. And when you look on the left, there's a lot of losing involved. Caitlin Clark lost in the finals. Luca lost in the finals. Harden, Westbrook lost in the finals. LeBron James, 6 losses in the finals. It's a lot of losing on that left side. They all flop. None of them play defense. All of them call themselves the GOAT, but they're the fake GOAT. They get a lot of stats. They get MVPs, and they get records. But when you look on the right, these are the people who decided to play team ball, who say, hey, I can do triple-double hero ball if I wanted to. And in some cases, some of them tried it. Michael Jordan tried it before the triangle offense got implemented in Chicago, and his stats was rotund. And Kobe Bryant tried it after Shaq left, and he didn't have much help. He tried hero ball. That junk looked horrible. He got a lot of numbers though. But when these guys smarten up, they realize I have to come off the ball. Kareem was off the ball, right? Or you choose one, because if you're Magic and you're playing point guard, of course you're going to be on the ball because you're the point guard. But what Magic didn't do is try to be the primary scorer. He had Kareem for that. Kareem was the primary scorer. Magic was the point guard who distribute. I'm okay with that. So Kareem was off the ball. Duncan was off the ball. Kobe was off the ball. And Jordan was off the ball. And Magic was the point guard on the ball who decided, I'm going to let Kareem be the one that's going to get the shots and the points. And James Worthy as well. I just be a real point guard and distribute. I'm fine with that if you make that choice. But on that side, on the right side, where you see all the people who did it the right way, maximum effort on defense, they let their co-star facilitate. Off ball, they was off ball in primary score, with the exception of Magic. You see it's more winning. more toughness, more defense. You got real goats on that side. You got a whole bunch of rings. I mean, you got 6 with Kareem. You got 6 with Mike. That's 12. Then you got 5 with Kobe, 5 with Duncan, and 5 with Magic. That's 15. 15 plus 12 is 27. Check my math. I might be wrong. I don't know. You know what I mean? I had a couple of drinks tonight. But on the right side, team ball beats hero ball every single time. So if Jokic was smart, he would look at history and he would say, if I want to win, I'm looking at the big men who got the rings. I'm looking at Duncan. I'm looking at Kareem. What did they do different than what I'm doing? Duncan's numbers don't look crazy rotund. Kareem's do, because Kareem was Kareem. He scored a lot. He rebounded a lot. He blocked shots. You know what I mean? But he ain't trying to run point. So Jokic, he's trying to get fame and notoriety by breaking records and getting MVPs. That's his claim to fame. But if you just want MVPs and go down in the record books, just say that. Don't pretend like you want to win, because you can't do both. You can't go down in history. If you're trying to go Wilt's path, you're going to end up with 1 or 2 rings. But if you want to be like Duncan and Kareem, you got a point guard in Murray who can get 17 assists, 16 assists, and can average 11 assists if he wanted to. His points have went down because his role has changed. He had 21 points tonight, and that's fine. Instead of him getting 25. But Murray, if Murray was the point guard like Tony Parker was, that team could win with him getting 18 to 20 points a game and 10 assists. 18 and 10 is all Murray need to do. He can take over a little bit in the fourth if he want to, but he don't need to go out there and get 25. Jokic needs to concentrate on posting up and punishing people in the paint and scoring buckets, rebounding, and playing defense. That's what he need to concentrate on. Not trying to be a freaking point guard. I don't understand what people don't get about that. It's common sense. It's common sense. Right? So I show y'all again. Hero ball on the left, all the losers. Team ball on the right, all the winners. You feel me? All the winners. The triple-double stuff is not even necessary. This is Jokic making all his players play in a phone booth while he have all the freedom in the world to do what he want to do on the court. And he gets stats for it. And these people get thought of as people who can't even create their own shot. And every single game since he's been gone, we've been seeing people create their own shot. We've been seeing Murray create for them. Right, let's get to some of these comments. Murray, the point guard, just had 17 assists. He had 16 the game before that too. Zoe, all facts for sure. No, he had help and you didn't watch it because it was sad. What? I don't even know what that means. Murray deserves being an all-star this year. He's been deserving to be an all-star for the last 3-4 years. Yeah, he said, cool. So why didn't the help do as well when he was off the floor? X-Man, he's off the floor now. The help. So this is what you got to understand, brother. The offense for Denver Nuggets is for Jokic to distribute to everyone. So if that's the offense that y'all practice every single day, or not every day, but every time y'all have a practice, and that's your philosophy, hey, we're going to run everything through Jokic. Jokic touch it, then everyone spread, be ready to catch and shoot. You know what I mean? We might do a one split action to see if we can get a cutter to the basket, and then Jokic can make that pass. If that's their offense and everything runs through the big fella that way, what happens when he goes sit down? You don't have an offense. So the Jokic minutes that everyone keeps claiming, oh man, the on-off minutes means he's the MVP because the team sucks when he goes sit down. That's not supposed to happen. That's not good leadership for your team to suck in your absence. You can't step away. Like, you know, that's the first red flag of bad leadership and a bad construct of any team. if you can take one person away to be the single point of failure and the team fails, that's bad. So that lets them know right away that we can't have this system because it's only good for Jokic's numbers. And it's only good while Jokic is on the floor. That's not a good system. He might get hurt. He might get fouled out. He might get in foul trouble. You get what I'm saying? He might get suspended. You never know what could happen. So you would never want to design an offense where one guy can destroy it. So you take Jokic out of a Jokic system, then you don't have a system because the system is Jokic. If the system is Jokic, then it can't survive without Jokic. So they created that. They created a system that's supposed to fail when Jokic sits down. And that's what happens in game. Now that Jokic is out for a whole month or two, now Dave Adderman had to say, well, now we need a new system. Hey, fellas, how about y'all just go and play basketball and do what y'all do? Now they out there creating for themselves. They're not saying, hey, we can't even get a shot unless Jokic give it to us. Because that's the offense. The offense is, hey, if you shoot it, they got to be off Jokic's pass or Murray's pass. No, that's not what we're doing now. We're all distributing and helping out and everything. We're playing real basketball. Basically what they would do if they was on some other team. Like basically what every other team does that's making it to the finals. Like this is horrible basketball. So that's what's happening. Jokic is like a big girl with low self-esteem that does everything for her man with no job, then complains that he is unemployed. He can pass all he wants. He doesn't need to facilitate the whole game. He can get his passes in rhythm of the offense. That's right. You know what I mean? If Shaq used to get assists based on post-ups. And Jokic don't have to get the assist. Like if I throw the ball into Jokic in the post, the double team is coming. He's that good. He's that good of a scorer. The only reason why he's getting assists is because people is doubling him because they fear his scoring. So why don't you just do your job and score relentlessly? That way, every time you touch the ball in the post, the double is coming. And when the double come, you immediately pass the ball to the open man. The defense may rotate, and then there's an extra pass, and then there's a shot, or maybe a pump fake, and you get in the paint for a layup. But I think Denver and Jokic is so insecure. They feel like, man, if we do something like that, then Jokic won't get the assist, and then he won't be getting triple doubles. That's how I know that they want the triple doubles, because they will not change this offense for Jokic to play more team ball with everyone. We should have been known that Pickett had ball skills like this. I thought Pickett was just an Andre Miller. I didn't even think he could shoot. We should have been known Pickett could do this. I thought Peyton Watson was just a Derrick Jones Jr. that can jump with long arms. I didn't know he could dribble the ball and had a decent pull-up jump shot. I didn't know he can get to the cup like that, and create. I didn't know he could create. I knew Michael Porter Jr. what he could do. I knew what Mark Murray could do, and I knew what Aaron Gordon could do. So I knew he had ringers on his team. But these role players, we didn't know. Najee rarely gets minutes. We rarely see Strawberry. Like now he got to play them, and not only do he got to play him, he has to tell them to play their real game. Because what they was doing is saying, hey, my game is this big, but I got to shrink it, and only thing I can do is catch and shoot threes off of Jokic pass. So, yeah, this is a big deal. And even if they wasn't winning these games, I mean, they're 3-2 without Jokic after 5 games. 3-2. 3-2. And even if they wasn't winning these games, I still would be impressed. I still would come away with saying, because with Jokic, they averaging 29 assists a game and 13 turnovers. And they was giving up 117 points. Tonight, they're below 117 points. They only gave up 110. So they're playing better defense and holding their team to lesser points. They only turned the ball over 9 times tonight. All right. The game against the Raptors, they turned it over 10 times. The game against the Cavs, 9 times. The game against the Nets, 9 times. but they was averaging 13 when Jokic was playing, and Jokic was averaging 4 of those turnovers. So they was giving up more points with Jokic. They was turning the ball over with more with Jokic, and the superpower that we love Jokic for is his assists. And the team was averaging 29 assists a game, which is good. I think anything between 25 and 30 is good for a team. But without Jokic, tonight they had 27 assists. So they still getting assists. They had 26 against the Cavs. They had 29 against the Nets. The only game that they didn't get 25 or more assists was against the Raptors, but they won that game anyway. They only had 17 assists that game. So if you telling me that without Jokic, which is crazy because if they stop playing triple-double basketball with Jokic, like they're getting 25 plus assists without Jokic and without triple-double basketball. What if they didn't play triple-double basketball, but they still had Jokic? What if Murray was running the point guard like Tony Parker and Jokic was playing the post like Tim Duncan and he stayed in his lane and they ran an offense that's not triple-double Jokic ball? Murray ran it, and Murray got the 11 assists and the 18 to 20 points. And then Jokic got 30 points and 15 rebounds, maybe 4 or 5 assists, because he's naturally going to get assists by passing out of double teams. He's going to get assists by passing out of double teams, 100%. And plus, they still put him in the high post, mid post every now and then. I don't mind that, but like that being the foundation of my offense and he's the only one that can create, I got something against it. I don't like that. I don't like it. And I don't like the fact that when he does that, it makes his other teammates look like they can't do anything. Like these people really think and look, and they're mad because the teammates are showing off. Like, only thing I'm saying is that I have a better formula for the Nuggets to win ball games. And people is calling it hate. I'm saying, hey, look, I got a way that the Nuggets can win more games if they do X, Y, and Z. And you're mad because I want the Nuggets to win more games. He said, haters go hate no matter what, but I am sad that the front office give you excuse. The front office is giving me an excuse to hate. That's interesting. I don't even understand that, dog. I don't even understand that for real. One more time, the argument is not that Denver is better without Jokic. The other players can do more than they're allowed to do or get credit for. More of a team game would benefit them. Thank you, Peter 15. That's exactly what I'm saying. This is not Jokic hate. I like Jokic. I want Denver to be better and more competitive. There's no reason why we should say that Jokic is the best player in the world and he ain't never got the best record in the world. If he's the best player in the world, why is it always a team led by somebody else that's better than Denver? Can we once have a 60-plus win Nuggets team while we got Jokic in his prime with these ringers on the squad with him? I mean, this dude got ringers. Like, can we see that, dog? And what are these people arguing about? Reality is Nuggets is 22-9 with Jokic. Well, guess what? What if there was 30-1? Like could they be? Is 22-9 the best record they could get? Is 58 wins the best that they could do? Can they get 65? I mean, seriously, dog. Yeah. People love Jokic so much that they hate his teammates playing well. And they hate the Nuggets winning without Jokic. They don't like that. They want him to lose. They want the teammates to do bad so they can be like, oh, told you, they need Jokic. Bro, they need Jokic to win 100%. I would say that. They need Jokic to win. What I'm saying is they do not need Jokic to play triple-double basketball. They can get their own shot, and they can create shots for others as well. They don't need the triple-double offense. All I'm trying to prove is that the triple-double offense is stat padding. He's doing it for stats. He's doing it for MVPs. He's not doing it for wins. Because this is not the best formula for winning. All right. I'm gonna open the phone line up. I'm gonna open the phone line up because I want to hear from some of these Jokic lovers. Somebody explain to me why Jokic is too good to take an example from Tim Duncan and Kareem, the greatest center of all time, Kareem, and the greatest power forward of all time. You got the two best big men of all time, and you got 11 rings between them. You got 6 with Kareem, 5 with Duncan. Why wouldn't you want to follow their example? Because he's got the game and the skill to do it if he want to play defense. Because in order for him to be compared to Duncan and Kareem, he's got to play some defense and play some really good defense and block some shots and stop getting cooked. That barbecue chicken is just not good on the Serbia grill. He's got to do something more than triple doubles and MVPs to catch Kareem and Duncan. So if you look at the two best big men of all time, you can even throw in Bill Russell in there as well. That gives it 22 rings. I'm taking those 22 rings over the one ring that Jokic got in his 3 MVPs. Because they got rings and MVPs. Kareem got 6 MVPs and 6 rings. Duncan got, I want to say, 2 or 3 MVPs and 5 rings. Bill Russell got 11 rings and several MVPs. So the one ring and the 3 MVPs that Jokic got does not trump. I mean, we ain't even got to add all of them. We just take Kareem. 6 rings, 6 MVPs versus 1 ring, 3 MVPs. Which example you want to follow? Like if you want to teach your kids, if you got a son that's in high school right now, he's 7 foot. Are you telling him follow the Jokic game plan? Don't worry about defense. You're not going to need to play it because you're so good on offense, so you don't have to be really good at defense. So don't worry about defense. Just try to learn how to pass and play point guard as a 7-footer and score. All you got to do is score points and pass the ball, and they'll allow you not to play defense. Or you telling him, nah, man, I want you to shut stuff down in the paint, man. Block shots like Duncan and Kareem and Russell, rebound, play defense, and also score relentlessly in the post. Don't worry about assisting the ball. You got point guards for that. And go get your rings. Like, which one are you telling your son if he's 7 foot to emulate? You get what I'm saying? He said this is really a Jokic haters group. Nah, baby, we just like winning, baby. We just like winning. Oh, snap, Bill Russell, let's go. Bill Russell qualified for the Olympic high jump, meaning during his time, he could jump higher than everyone in the U.S. except 1 or 2 people. Kareem was getting carried after that second ring. Yeah, okay. And what does that got to do with what I said? What does that got to do? Jokic could be getting carried too if he let somebody had a point guard. I'm taking SGA over Jokic personally. SGA doesn't hold the offense as much as and he's much better defender, 100%. Wilt could jump higher. Okay. What's the difference between Giannis and Jokic? Well, obviously Giannis play a lot of defense, play really good defense, but Giannis is very limited offensively because he can't shoot all that good. And he's a 7-footer that plays on the perimeter, and it looked phenomenal 4 years ago, but he's getting a little long in the tooth and getting a little old. I watched him play tonight, and he just not getting by people as easy as he used to. So as the older he get, the less on the perimeter he's probably going to play, and he's going to have to turn into a conventional power forward that plays on the block a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Which is cool because he can do that. You know what I mean? So, get his post game up. But that's the difference. I think if I was to grade Jokic, I would give him an A+ on offense as a scorer. and everything else that he does offense. I would give him an A+. And on defense, I would give him a D. You know, on a very good day, a C- maybe. But on offense, I would give Jokic. I would give Giannis probably. He produced the same amount of points. As ugly as it is, he's producing the same amount of points. I can't give him an A because he can't shoot. I can't give him a B because he can't shoot. I would go with as low as a B- for Giannis on offense. I go to a B-, possibly a C+. So C+ at the lowest, B-. Let's go B- on offense, but on defense he's an A+. So if you grade the player a B- on offense and an A+ on defense versus another player who's an A+ on offense but a D on defense, then that means Giannis grade higher. However, Jokic can score so well, and scoring is the number one skill set for your best player to have. Scoring is more important than defense. Defense is the second most important thing. So scoring and then defending is the big joker and the little joker in the spades deck. Scoring is the big joker. Defending is the little joker. Then you got all the other face cards like rebounding and assists and all that stuff, right? You know, that falls below scoring and defending, right? So I would give the edge to Jokic if I was ranking the players, even though Giannis grade higher because he defends. Scoring is the biggest chunk of basketball. So the one who's the better scorer, you know, is going to get a little nudge. So I got Jokic over Giannis. But I rather coach Giannis than I would Jokic, to be honest with you. Caller, what's up? Can you hear me? What's good? Hold on. Did your phone number say Washington? It looked like it said. Hold on. Let me. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Good.
you saying that you got a new phone number or something like that? So
Nah, I think one of my callers from that called earlier this year didn't know that. You know, so you got the right number. You called the right number, but one of my callers was calling my old phone number.
oh, got you.
Yeah.
So I agree with everything you're saying. I was waiting to see if anybody was going to call in, just to defend Jokic and the Nuggets. I'm kind of like you. I'm a big, well, I wouldn't say big, but I like Jokic's game. I'm a Jokic fan. I like what he does, but I agree for the Nuggets to be better, Jokic, I feel like they have to take the ball in his hands more, be more of an offensive threat. We're not saying don't be a playmaker because obviously great players you're gonna get doubled. We've seen Shaq get doubled, make the extra pass plays. Like you're gonna make plays for others. Like you're gonna be a basketball player. I do have something to ask you though.
Yeah.
So let's say Jokic still plays this style of basketball. Do you think they're closer to the second seed in the West or overall in the league if they play the same way, but Jokic at least attempts to play defense or gives more effort on the defensive end?
That's a good question, man. So let's take their championship run, because when I watched the Denver Nuggets in the playoffs on that championship run, man, I was so impressed with Jokic's defense. Jokic was hustle, but he heard the critics. He heard the critics. He didn't get the MVP that year. Embiid got it. Everybody talked about Embiid's defense. Kendrick Perkins talked about defense, and Jokic wanted to prove a point. And every game I watch, I sing hustle, hustle. And I don't know if you noticed his pre-game ritual, he would run full speed on the full court, like doing the warm-ups. Like, you know, he was trying to let people know, hey, I can run. I'm in shape. You know what I mean? And, you know, like, seriously, he was really making a point, and it worked. But he wasn't playing, so he wasn't sold out for the triple-double then. Right, he wasn't sold. He was still only averaging about 6.5, 7 assists that season, and in the playoffs, probably a little bit less. Right, so he wasn't like Jamal Murray was still doing a lot in that offense. Caldwell. I mean, it was like, it was a better distribution. Mike Malone had them doing a whole, like Mike Malone. I think he come from that Popovich coaching tree. Man, he had a lot of San Antonio Spurs in what they did, and they won a championship. So what happened after that is Jokic wanted to get his MVP back because he lost it the year that that year before Embiid got it. So he came out the next year, and I noticed that he started taking less shots. Like his shot after the championship year, his shot average went down, and his assists went from 7 to 9.8. So he was actually trying to average a triple double so he can make sure he won the MVP. And when he averaged 9.8 assists, he got the MVP with ease. And after he said, "Oh, so almost averaging a triple double did it. Well, guess what I'm gonna do next year? I'm gonna actually average a triple double." So he tried it again. He only averaged 9 assists that year. And then last year, he actually averaged a triple double. He averaged 10, I think 10.5 assists. So the more passing he does, the closer he gets to actually averaging a triple double, the less least amount of playoff games they win. Right. So it's kind of tough to say if he actually played defense and played triple double basketball, would it work? I don't know. I think he got to play defense and play less triple double. He got to do both. He got to play defense and not play triple double basketball.
Got you. Yeah, no, I definitely agree that he has to play less triple double basketball. A big thing I was just wondering too is I just don't understand like some basketball fans right now. I understand Jokic is a great player. He's the best big man in the league right now, I think. But when did we get into a debate to where he's arguably top 5, or some people even say like the best basketball player they've ever seen in their life? Like when did he get into that debate? Because is it just some triple doubles? Because if we want to go to the best scores and stats, I don't know why Will Chamberlain's not the GOAT if we're going off of just pure stats. If we're going off of just like the best scorer they've seen at like certain positions, I don't know why we're not going for other stats like Westbrook. Westbrook didn't he just pass Oscar for the most triple doubles of all time or scoring? Or it was both, I believe.
Yeah.
The most points of all time as a point guard and the most triple doubles. And no, Westbrook doesn't have a ring, but you don't even hear it really in top 3 point guard talks or debates. It's off of you. To be one of the top players, you have to prove it multiple times. You can be on that mountaintop. You can win and show it on both ends of the court. And show when you're the face of the league that I can do it multiple times after time after time. So I just don't get where he got brought in the GOAT debate or anything. Like, he's a great player, but in the greatest of all time debate, I just feel like it's kind of disrespectful to other players.
Yeah, it is. But see, here's the thing, though. That's what debate TV does for you, and it sucks that the debate TV actually dictates how the fans think, because once you see it on First Take or ESPN or some of these podcasts by these like Brian Windhorst and all these guys, they need stuff to talk about. So whenever they see a big game from somebody, they blow it up, but they talk about it for a whole week, and they start comparing them to the greats and before them, and they want to throw them in the GOAT debate. We've seen this before, because when Westbrook was getting his triple doubles, they wanted to say, is he better than the Oscar? Is he in the top 5 point guards? Is he better than the Isaiah and all this stuff? They wanted to put him. I think Billy Donovan even said he's the best point guard of all time. Right? He said that. And the same thing happened when Harden was doing what he was doing in Houston with his triple doubles. Dale Morey said that he's the greatest scorer of all time, greater than Michael Jordan as a scorer. And we were debating it on ESPN, like realistically. Like, is he better? Is he a better scorer than Michael Jordan? Like, people was actually debating it. And then when Giannis was having his time, when he got 2 MVPs in a row, they said he was the best power forward of all time, better than Duncan. And so Jokic is just the most recent version of that. And, it is what it is.
I get what you're saying. I'm a big Westbrook fan, honestly. I honestly, during that time, even when Westbrook was going crazy, I do remember his last head coach saying he was or Billy Donovan saying he was the greatest point guard of all time, which absolutely, I don't agree with that. But I don't really remember him being thrown around in like the great like top five point guard talks. I could be wrong. I probably got to go back and do just upload, or excuse me, look more of like the research on that. But I understand, yeah, Giannis, when he won that, they're throwing him in the dunking debates. Even when AD won it, they're throwing AD around when they won the bubble title.
Sure.
Is he better than Giannis right now? Is he the best? Can he be compared to Tim Duncan, which is ridiculous?
Yep.
So
I'm about to put something on screen real quick. Can you see the screen?
Oh shoot, let me because I had you on my phone. Let me.
Well, you ain't got to look at it. The audience can see it.
Okay, I'll be able to see it after the call.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw this on screen real quick. And it's Jokic stats. Let me see if I can blow it up. So if y'all can see, I highlight 2000. Let's highlight 2021, 22. He was taking 18 shot attempts in 2021, 22. And his average was 7.9 assists, right? 27 points, 7.9 assists. He got MVP that year, 2021, 22. That was his second MVP. That was actually the year, I want to say that was the year that Murray and Michael Porter Jr. was hurt. So I want to say he was in the 6th seed that year and got the MVP still. But anyway, he took 18 shots a game that year. As y'all can see, field goal attempts 17.7. It's 18 shots a game, and he averaged 7.9 assists. And that's when everyone was really talking about, oh my God, are we about to see a center average a triple double? So when everyone started talking about it, the next year he came back and he dropped his shot attempts down by 4. He was taking 14 shots. Well, I say 15. He dropped it by 3 then. He was taking 15 shots a game. And his assists went up to 9.8. So he really was trying to average that triple double. Right? And that's the year he didn't get the MVP. That's the year Embiid got it. So the next year he came back and he wanted to make sure he averaged a triple double, but he failed. He couldn't get it. 9 assists. But last year he finally did it. So he felt like, oh man, if y'all gave me 2 MVPs for averaging 8 assists 2 years in a row, y'all got to give it to me when I average 10. And he averaged 10 assists last year and didn't get the MVP, and he lost his mind. His fans lost his mind and everything. Like, he thought that he was supposed to get it.
Well, like you said, if the triple double is that important, though, Westbrook should have won it 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row.
Facts.
If it was that important. So I don't know if we're just talking about just triple doubles all of a sudden. Jokic just does it. Then the narrative should have just been, oh, well, the person with the best stats should automatically win it. And that's not what basketball is.
That's not at all.
All
right, brother. I appreciate
you for taking my call on there.
No doubt.
Thank you.
All right, Jokic fans, let's get a phone call in before we get to this next topic. Let's go, Jokic fans. Y'all be having the comments, Jokic, but y'all don't never want to come and talk to a brother. Kobe is still my favorite player of all time. Let me see what this one say. If Jokic cared about triple doubles, he won't sit out that many fourth quarters. Let me ask you a question. When a thief steals, let's say you're a really good thief. You're really good. You steal really good. And it's a lot of things that you see in my house that you want. Would you steal every time you came to my house? Because that'll make it obvious. I'd be like, man, every time he comes, something come up missing. So would you steal every single time you came? Or you would be smart and say, man, sometimes I steal, sometimes I won't. That's how you steal. So if a person wanted to average a triple double, but they didn't want nobody to know that they was trying to average a triple double, do you think they would obviously stay in the game in the fourth quarter to stat pad? Come on, man. Be a little smart. Be smarter than that, dog. Come on, bro. Caller from Mississippi, what's up?
What's that, Emil?
What's
Can you hear
good?
me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's your thoughts?
Hey, I'm a Yoki fan now, but I agree with everything you saying.
Yeah.
I just want to put something on your brain real quick.
Okay.
I heard it pop up the last 2 weeks. Ron mentioned it. I think Steve, well, three people. Ron and Steve Nash mentioned it, and KD mentioned it. And both, well, two of them was against it, and one of them was on the fence. And that's the word analytics. And I think from what KD was saying, Bron really didn't say too much, but what KD was saying, like, and Melo said it too, like a while back. I think these analytics stuff really play a real role in the way the teams play in the shot selection.
It
And
does.
you brought something to my attention. They got rid of a coach that was winning, that was playing a little more. I mean, Jokic was still doing his thing, which I like it most of the time. But I know what you mean by allowing your role players to do their thing too. Save some energy, play deep. You said the same thing with Kobe and Mike.
Mm-hmm.
What they had to do in the triangle, because we know what Mike could have done in the 80s and 90s. We know what Kobe, we seen what Kobe did
Mm-hmm.
when he had 81, but he dialed it back and played winning basketball. So telling KD he shouldn't shoot twos when he like one of the best mid-range shooters ever to shoot it. Are they telling Jokic like, hey, this the way we want to play? We want these shooters to do this. Could that be a thing?
Yeah. I think I don't think Jokic is telling the coaches this is what he want to do. I think it's collaborative. I think the coaching staff wants this, and Jokic is like, cool. I want the triple doubles, I want the MVPs, but you mean to tell me that Jokic can't say, nah, we can do it. It's an easier way. Because I don't know a lot of people that wanted to be harder on them just because they want the stats. And maybe you can be a little bullheaded. Michael Jordan was bullheaded. He didn't like the fact that, but because it's very hard when you feel like you're the best to trust someone that's not as good as you, right? I don't care how good I don't care how good Murray is. He's not as good as Jokic. So you have to learn to trust. Kobe had to learn to trust his players. When you do so much work, you feel like, man, nah, give me the ball, I can get it done. But it takes to it takes a experienced vet or to like just trust his team and say, okay, I got to relinquish some of this. You get what I'm saying? And when Mike did it, he was like, oh shoot, this actually worked. It actually worked.
I think Kobe. I think not Kobe. I think Jokic do. Don't get me wrong. I seen him get upset and stuff in the playoffs and stuff. I think he care about winning. Don't get that. I'm not trying to say he don't care about winning, but some of them players, like a lot of U.S. players especially, are taught to win, like championships. They trying to get it if they got to steal it if it's wrong or right. Jokic don't seem to me to be that guy. It's like, I don't know if he even care enough to be doing all that. They say, this how we going to play. Jokic, okay, I can get MVP. Like you said, I can win MVP like this. This is what we're going to do. This how they want me to play. I'm good at this. And I'm getting all the praise for it. This is what I'm going to do.
But you want to know, so a lot of people like to give Jokic credit for being laid back and not caring about basketball, and all he cared about is his horses and all that.
He cared about basketball.
He cared about basketball. It's not true. And he has a voice. He's just not going to hear a coach say something and be like, oh, okay. The reason why I know that,
right.
The reason why I know that is because when they played in the Olympics last year, and that camera went in that locker room during halftime when they was playing Team USA, Jokic was louder than his coach talking about defense and talking about guarding Kevin Durant. You remember that scene?
That's my point. That's my point, though, man.
Yeah,
I think he care about his country more than he care about the NBA title, man. Them boys care about that
shit. He cared about both. Well, I don't know if I say this. You're right. He might care about winning gold more than he care about rings because the evidence is showing that the thing he care about the most is triple doubles.
Yeah.
The thing he care about most is triple doubles, dog.
But I'm just giving him I ain't giving him a little bit I am, but I'm saying, because I'm thinking of, okay, it's one team that I know, two teams that I can point out for sure that kind of play gritty, and there's OKC, they let him shoot two. They don't seem to have a problem with it. And Detroit Pistons, they let K, they run a style. But I heard JJ Redick say, and I'm considered, like I always say, I'm considered a LeBron James guy. LeBron James ain't the worst three-point shooter by no means. But I ain't never think it was smart for JJ Redick to say, I want Brown to take 10 threes in the game. Brown even said,
that was insane. That was insane. He said that. He said not only did he say he wanted Bron to take 10 threes a game because he was shooting 40% for 1 year. He also said he wanted his team to take over 40 threes a game. And then he also said he's going to use math to win games. He said, I'm using math. He said that. Yeah, he did.
He said, and I'm like, is this a style? And just think about what Melo, I'm going to let you go there, but think about what Melo and KD said, that it's people in the front office that when they get there is telling the star players, don't take this. Guys that are made men off these shots, don't take these shots. You want to take 2 or 3 of these shots a game, or you want to play this way. So if they telling these guys that, they're telling the role players, hey, make sure you shooting your threes and this.
Of course.
And that might be part
and they also telling
the
them
bad basketball.
They also telling them don't dribble either. That's not your job. They're telling them that's not your job.
They telling them don't dribble?
Yeah.
So we got a bigger problem.
Because listen, if you standing at the 3-point line while Jokic and Murray is doing all this maneuvering, and then the pass comes your way, if you dribble and get and try to get a layup, that's not what they want. Once that pass come to you, if you open, they want that 3 to go up. If you take a dribble, if you take a dribble or 2 dribbles in to pull up a mid range, they're cussing you out. You have to take that 3. For one, we don't like long 2s. It has to be a 3, and we want it to be an assist for our best player.
So what is that in the analytics of it? What is like? I know it's the 3-point. They want to shoot a bunch of threes, right? What is that the
analytics has taught the NBA that the worst shot in basketball is a long 2, and the best shot is a 3, and the second best shot is a layup. They think 3s are better than layups.
The best shot is the layup.
Yeah, they think the 3 is a better because they feel like if you go to the hole, let's say like LeBron James, he's a great driver to the rim, and as great as he is, his percentages at the rim, I don't know, let's say it's 60%, because you're getting contested. Let's say Gobert down there, you ain't gonna make all of them. So let's say he's 60%. And let's say 50 to make it easy. So you take 10 layups and you 50%. That means you hit 5 and you got
you hit 5,
you hit 5, you got 10 points right now.
Right.
If you take 10 threes, you don't even have to shoot 50%. You can shoot the 30% from 3. Right? If you take 10 threes and shoot 30%, then that means you hit 3, and 3 times 3 is 9. So you can get 9 points shooting less percentages from 3 than you got to hit 5 2s to get 10 points, to get more than those 3 threes you hit. That's how they think. Like, oh man, I can shoot I can be a bad 3-point, because 30% is a bad 3-point shooter. So
it is.
If I'm shooting 30% and I keep jacking them up, eventually I'm gonna have more points from 3 than I'm gonna have from 2. if I'm shooting 50%. That's how they look at it. So the best,
That's analytics. That's what they talking about.
yes, the best shot is the 3-point shot for them, and you got to keep jacking them up. This came from D'Antoni.
So is that what all the step back three? This might explain all the step back threes going on.
Yeah, because they fuss you out in the film room if you shoot a long two. They was like, all you had to do was take a step back, and that was a 3.
Man, it's teams that would have never won. Like, I don't know, man. That shit, that might need to be addressed. That's a bigger problem than, man. If that's what they telling players, basketball players. If they telling junior high that, I want to see my little guys play, and they stopping on fast break shooting threes. And I'm talking about a 3-man. You know what 3-man weave is? You're a basketball man. And on 3-on-1, they shooting threes in junior high now. So I don't know what's going on, bro.
Yeah, but, I would be a dinosaur coaching in this era of basketball because I'm not changing.
But you'll win though.
I probably, if I got the right personnel, I think I can put a team out. But it's crazy. I'm picking from a pool of people who's learning from this version of NBA, so I would have to change their mind as well. You know what I mean? So good luck.
But that might explain what name call them foreigners? Is it foreigners? Yeah, the foreigners. If they being talked that too. Because that might be explaining why they win the MVP.
I don't know.
The Canada boys. ABA said ABA get his spot.
I don't know. Well, D'Antoni, I think he coached overseas. So at some point, some of his philosophy has come from overseas. But at the same time, the overseas leagues are actually playing more physical basketball than the NBA. And
I believe that.
And it's kind of hard to put it on the overseas stuff, man, because they actually playing they playing 90s style basketball right now overseas.
Yeah, they playing decent.
Yeah, so I'm
saying like as far as Canada though,
it's almost like we flip flop. It's almost like because the way Euro leagues was back in the day, that was a little weaker and softer, and we could push them around and stuff like that, and they was into shooting a lot and shooting threes and stuff like that. And it's like they changed their brand in order to make better players for the NBA. And the NBA liked how pretty the Euro game was, and they changed the NBA to match more of that. And it's like we flip flop. So you know what I mean?
Right. So we too athletic to be shooting threes. That crazy like Ant-Man them. Yeah, you right, man. I got some stuff to think on, man. I'm gonna go enjoy the show, man. I didn't know exactly what analytics was. I just heard them say they didn't want them shooting no threes.
It's crazy. Yeah, they pretty much cut Carmelo in Houston. D'Antoni did, because D'Antoni. They kept telling him, man, you can't shoot no long twos, dog, and you can't hold the ball too long. Like Melo get the ball in ISO. In a high post or mid post, turn their face, jab, one dribble pull up, and like he said, he remember the first game he played in Houston after they kept preaching no long twos, and Melo got a pass at the 3-point line. He pump fake, took a dribble in, and right when he was pulling up for that long two, everybody from the bench was like, no, and he was like, what the hell? Like they really despise long two, like they really coached against it. You know what I mean? It has to be the 3. So that's what it is, man. But I appreciate the call.
All right, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll take one more phone call. I think Young Disciple said he wanted to call in, man. Call in, dog. Call in. We go get on this Luca in a minute though. It goes right along with triple doubles because he got a triple double tonight. Very interesting. When y'all see this stat line, I don't know if y'all ever seen it. It's crazy. Young Disciple, I'm waiting on you, dog. Yeah, they did Melo wrong, dog. And D'Antoni didn't want him there in the first place. I think was D'Antoni in New York with Melo at some point. Yeah, I think he got fired, so I think he was still holding that grudge against him. I think he was still holding that grudge. All right, Young Disciple, since you ain't gonna call in, I'm gonna go ahead and move. I saw you in the chat say you wanted to call in, and I think I seen a text his number too. So, no, that ain't Young Disciple. Caller from Washington, what's up?
What's up? Yeah, this is here to talk about Jokic.
Oh, okay, what's up? What's your thoughts?
So you blaming Jokic for the offense, right?
No.
What's your point then? It's like you want Jokic to be a center and have Murray be a point guard?
Of course. Jokic is a center and Murray is a point guard. So yeah, I would.
So you think
I would like. Hold on, let me ask him a question. So I would like to see that, because I think it'd be harder to guard for opposing teams. And my example for that is the San Antonio Spurs. If you got a dominant post player like Tim Duncan, and then you have an equal opportunity offense where the ball is moving and popping, it's very hard to guard. And you get the Miami Heat big three had a hard time dealing with those guys, right?
But who was the shooting guard for the Spurs? Who's the shooting guard for them? Wasn't it Bowen?
Bruce Bowen? No, not when Tony Parker was there. Bruce Bowen was the
Ginobili, right?
Ginobili was a 6-man. He came off the bench. Their starting shooting guard was it was different every year. One year they might have had Bellinelli. One year they may have had they had some other guys that was pretty good defensively, some 3-and-D guys.
They were shooters, right? They could shoot the ball.
Danny Green was there one time, all of that good stuff. Yeah. So
I don't know if you know who Christian Brown is, but he's terrible offensively.
Christian Brown. That's not gonna make a difference whether you can play an equal opportunity offense or not.
No, it does matter because teams they lay off him when he plays on the court.
Yeah, but it's still, it still doesn't matter about playing equal opportunity offense. Like you don't need shooters everywhere to play this offense. Like you don't, and if you do, just go get a shooter. Like it's not hard.
Yeah,
like
that's why they got Tim Hardaway Jr.
Okay, they got Tim Hardaway Jr. and they got Cam Johnson. Yeah. But listen to what I'm saying, because I don't think you get it. I don't think you get it. Here's my point. With the San Antonio Spurs, you got a dominant post player in Tim Duncan. With the Denver Nuggets, you have a dominant post player in Jokic. With the San Antonio Spurs, you have a point guard capable of getting in the paint and scoring points, and especially once he got a little older, a capable jump shot. His three-point shot wasn't as good as Murray's, but his jump shot was, right? So Tony Parker was a facilitator and a scorer. Jamal Murray can be a facilitator and a scorer, and his three-point shot is way better than Tony Parker's. He's way capable of doing what Tony Parker did for the Spurs. All right, so if you hold on, I'm not done. So if you play that offense and you're using Jokic in the post to dominate, and he's drawing double teams, that creates your offense already, because now you dishing out the pass from the double team, and that starts the rotation of the defense, and you're going to get anything you want off of that, on top of the fact that Murray is running the offense and setting everybody else up, including Jokic. It's very dangerous. And then sometimes you can still use Jokic the way you want to use him, but you're not going to the well with it. So the whole point is this. Can we agree on this? Do you have to, in Denver, play triple-double basketball with Jokic?
No, but he
okay, hold on. So the answer is no. So now that we can agree that the answer is no, you don't have to play that. The next question is, then if you don't have to play triple-double basketball with Jokic, and Jokic don't have to be the point guard for the team, then why are they doing it?
Because sometimes they do, because they don't have ball handlers. If they had
That's a lie. That's a lie. They had Westbrook and Jamal Murray last year. How you don't have enough? Hold on, stop it. Hold on, you just lied, sir. You just lied, sir. You just lied.
He averages 5.
Sir, you just lied. You just lied. Westbrook and Jamal Murray is enough ball. Sir, you just lied. Jokic is a turnover machine. He averaged 4, almost 5.
In the playoffs, Westbrook versus OKC.
Listen, my brother. You hold on. I let you talk, but you can't lie when you talk, because I gotta butt in. They do have enough ball handlers, so Jokic does not need to do that. You just agreed with me that they don't need to have him play point center. Jamal,
When Murray's out, they have to let him.
Is
When
Jamal?
Murray's
Is
out,
Jamal?
they have to do it.
What they're not doing it while Murray's out. They're doing it while Murray's in.
Did you not watch the Minnesota Christmas game?
They're
Jokic
doing
came
it.
off
They're
two
doing it.
off-ball
They're
screens
doing it. They're doing it
Murray
while
being
Murray
point guard.
is in the game. They're doing it while Murray is in the game.
Rewatch
Did
Christmas
you
Minnesota
not?
game.
Did you not just see Jalen Pickett last night? Can he handle the ball?
Yeah. And you know why he didn't play last
Hold
year?
on. Can he handle the ball? Can he handle the ball?
Yes, he can.
All right, so
sometimes.
you just lied
Against
again.
OKC, probably not.
You just lied again.
Against OKC, he cannot handle the ball.
Okay,
the ball pressure.
So for one team, it's 30 other ones. So for one team,
could handle the ball pressure.
So you telling me because of one team, that's why we gonna let Jokic play triple double basket.
Press, Pickett,
sir, you got to be honest with yourself. So what full court press is Jokic breaking?
He's 7 feet tall. They're not gonna full court press him.
Oh my God, why? Because he go break it by himself, big dog.
He's gonna pass it. They don't full court press Jokic. They'll full court press Jalen Pickett, and Jalen Pickett will average 5 turnovers a game.
He not even gonna get that many minutes to average 5 turnovers, dog. If it's the playoffs, they only going 8 deep for their roster. They're probably playing 3 guys on the bench.
Versus OKC last year? He was turnovering everything.
Russ wasn't even playing point guard. He was standing in the corner for like a 3-point shooter last year. He was actually
going in the corner.
And he was actually knocking the ball down. Jokic was playing point center just like always. How old are you, sir?
I'm 25.
Man, you first of all, you learn how to converse with people, right? Learn how to converse with people first and foremost. But we'll continue this.
I'm just trying to see if you actually watch games.
Well, hold on. We can't be scatterbrained, right? We actually got.
I want to break down tape with you, and I'll show you footage.
We
someday maybe we can do it.
Bro, stop. Listen, we can't be scatterbrained, right? So you call and you ask me. Well, your question was, I want Jamal Murray to be a point guard and Jokic to be a center. So let's stay there. So yes, I want Jamal Murray to be a point guard and Jokic to be a center. Is that what you want or no?
I said it's a good mix between, but did you also know that Murray's?
Hold on. We're not. Hold on. No. I'm asking the questions. I'll let you get to yours as well, but don't answer my question and then try to come back with something. We got to unpack it, right? So you want Murray to play point guard and Jokic play center? Yes or no?
Yeah, sometimes.
What do you mean by sometimes?
I think they should mix it up sometimes because that's what they do. They have Murray play off ball and act as like a Steph Curry type of shooter where he comes off the screen, attracts the defender, and is an off ball Steph Curry Murray 3. And then you get other times where Murray's a point guard, Jokic comes off ball, or Jokic operates in the post. You can mix it up, so defense have to adjust.
Okay, yeah, I think we're saying the same thing. All right,
but Jokic can pick and pop. That's what he did against Minnesota. He picked and popped 3 times in the clutch.
I think it should look different depending on what the matchup is and what the game plan is. I don't think the game plan every night should be for Jokic to pad his assist stats. Like he's averaging 11 assists, his point guard is averaging 7. That's something's wrong with it. Do you not agree?
No, I think Murray's just focused on scoring this year.
No, but he shouldn't be. Who's the best scorer on the team?
Murray's the best scorer, but Jokic is the most efficient scorer.
No. Who's the best scorer? Like who's whenever Jokic touches the ball, he's getting doubled immediately because he's unstoppable in the post. Jokic is the best scorer, is he not?
He's the most efficient scorer.
No. He's the best scorer.
No, he's not.
He's not the best scorer.
He's the most efficient scorer, meaning the post bucket and the floater is the most efficient in the NBA. But Murray he's a 3-level scorer.
Oh, so hold on. Jokic score in the post, correct?
Yeah.
And he scores at an A+ level in the post, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. His mid-range, A+ as well, correct?
Yeah.
At the free throw, he's about a B, correct?
Yeah.
And at the 3-point line, he's a B as well, correct?
Yeah, but he doesn't have range.
Hold on. That's all 4 levels, brother.
he does not have handles like ready to break down the
That
defense.
ain't.
Like,
I
to
didn't say
drive
who got the
downhill.
best handles. I said who's the better scorer.
That matters in
Like,
scoring. That matters in scoring.
Who's the mismatch? Like, who has a mismatch with 99% of his matchups? Jokic or Murray?
Jokic, but Murray.
Okay, hold on. You got to stop doing that, brother. When I ask you,
Jokic.
hold on. All right, Jokic. You got answer the question and just answer it. Don't try to give me nothing back and start a new conversation. No, we stand with one conversation. Don't answer it and then give me another conversation. So Jokic is the mismatch for 99% of the NBA. Almost really 100%. Like, who, when he gets the ball in the post, who can stop him other than maybe Embiid when he was healthy? But everybody else is barbecue chicken. Maybe Zubac when he's playing his best, but he just gave Zubac 50 last month. So Jokic is a walking mismatch. The walking mismatch is the better scorer. Right? So let's put a pin in it. So Jokic,
Kobe or Shaq, who's a better scorer?
Hold on, Kobe.
But why? Shaq's a mismatch.
No, because Kobe has mastered every part of scoring.
But Shaq's a mismatch, so shouldn't Shaq be? Yeah.
Kobe's a mismatch as well, though. He's a mismatch for 99% of the NBA as well. And
Shaq is like, nobody can stop Shaq. They had to triple team him.
Yeah. And Shaq can. Let's do the same thing we just did with Jokic. Shaq is an A+ in the post, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Where else is he above a C? Not the free throw line, not the 3-point line, not the mid range, correct?
But you don't need that though.
No, I'm asking you a question. Shaq is an A+ in the post, correct? What is he mid range?
Not good, but
probably a D. What is he at the free throw line? A F. What is he at the 3-point line? A F.
Yeah.
Kobe is A+ in the post, A+ in the mid range, A+ at the free throw line, A+ at the 3-point line. He's the better scorer.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get to this point right here. Since Jokic is the better scorer, how about we utilize his scoring ability and we let his co-star facilitate the offense? Because right now what we're doing is we're asking Jokic to be the primary scorer and the primary facilitator. So why would you give him two roles that are that important when you can split them between him and his co-star?
That's not their personalities though. So Jokic wants to pass, and Murray just said today he wants to be a scoring champion and MVP. He just said today Murray wants to score the ball, and Jokic wants to pass the ball.
Well, like what's going to be harder to score the guard if you're trying to win, brother? What's going to be harder to guard?
Jokic. But I'm saying
no. I'm saying what combination is going to be harder for teams to stop? Jokic trying to facilitate and Murray trying to score, or Jokic trying to score and Murray facilitate? Like one of them got, like, I don't care which one, swap it off.
They mixed it up. That's why they won a title. They mixed it up in the title here.
That's not what they're doing right now. Right now, it's all Jokic. He's averaging 11 points, 5 assists, dog. What are you not understanding?
He's just doing it right now because the regular season's different. Because regular season, people don't play defense like the playoffs. Because they just don't, like, unless you're OKC, regular season, people don't play defense. So that's how it works.
Okay. Anything else you want to say?
But I'll say this. The offense is also a lot different this year. Murray's playing a lot better because a new coach. Mike Malone did not play Jalen Pickett. He did not play Zeke Naji, Peyton Watson. He benched all of them, and he did not play them at all.
They're not playing them this year either.
No, Jalen Pickett's getting playtime. Peyton Watson
after everybody, Peyton Watson is, but after everybody got injured, now Pickett got a little bit of tick, but that's just recent.
Pickett was playing before that too in limited minutes.
Still a little bit though. You saying a little bit?
Yeah, he was productive. And then also, Peyton Watson, Mike Malone was benching him all the time, not giving him any time at all. So, I mean, you're going to say all these players that Jokic had, yeah, he did have them, but Mike Malone didn't use them at all.
Yeah.
That's why he got fired.
Yeah, but you making my point for me, though. Like, the narrative, I mean, the narratives are dead. The narrative that he didn't have help and the narrative that he had help, and the narrative that he has to play triple-double basketball.
I don't know what you mean triple-double. In the Olympics, you average triple double. You think he was stat padding in the Olympics or no?
I don't know about that. I didn't watch none of his games in the Olympics.
Well, he was averaging triple double, and he almost beat the Avengers. So do you think
Do
he
they-
was
do
purposely stat padding?
Do they have a point guard that's capable of running the point and distributing?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, well,
100%
yeah,
they did.
that means Jokic was stat padding.
So Jokic was stat padding Olympics. The one thing you wanted to win the most, he was stat padding it.
Yes, if he's playing point guard, if he's playing point forward, he's stat padding.
You also realize the advantage of having a 7-foot passer, though. He's 7 feet tall. He can look over everyone and pass the ball.
If he's playing point forward, he's stat padding. If you have a point guard, like why else would you do it? If you have a point guard, if you have a point guard that's supposed to be doing that, but you're doing it at 7 foot, then you're stat padding. I'm sorry.
Do you know most of his passes come in the post when he's being doubled?
In the high post,
he gets in the post, they double him, and then he looks for the pass. He looks for the open person.
Yeah, I don't have no problem with him passing out of the post at all.
Like, you got to watch the games.
I have a problem with him running point guard, point center, point forward, whatever you want to call it. I have a problem with that.
You should. I'm telling you, we can break down the game together because I don't have any beef with you because you actually have some good points. But I'm telling you, most of the time, Jokic and Murray, they do a 2-man game. Murray goes up top. Jokic goes to the post, then he passes.
Yeah, but but listen, the 2-man game was a game that dimmed the light of Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr. Right? How could you have Michael Porter? How could you have Michael Porter Jr. as your 4th best player and somebody who had a monster game in the finals to help y'all win? And
he averaged 9 points in the finals.
And you know how good this guy is. And
people have to sacrifice. Lamar Odom had to sacrifice. People have to sacrifice to win championships. This is how it works. Scottie Pippen had a good season without MJ. He had to sacrifice. People have to sacrifice to win.
Yeah,
right?
but everybody had to sacrifice to win.
Jamal averaging 25, Jokic averaging 40, MPJ averaging 50. You can't.
Everybody has to sacrifice to win. But here's the point: some of the people that is making sacrifice are in their rightful place. Like, say for instance, Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen is a legit number 2. So him doing work as a number 2 is cool. Horace Grant is a legit number 3. Like, he can't be a number 1 or a number 2. Number 3 is his perfect spot, right? Lamar Odom, his sacrifice, he was a legit number 3. You got Kobe Powell, and like, they're playing in their rightful spot. When you have a Chris Bosh who's a legit number 1 who has to play number 3 for you, or Michael Porter Jr. who's a legit number 2 that has to play number 4 for you, you're pushing people. Or Kevin Love who's a legit number 2 that had to play number 3 for but like, these guys are downgrading their game and saying, I'm not going to use half of what I could do so I could stand in the corner and watch 2 people play basketball and I just wait for a catch.
You know, in the championship year, they had to
hold on. You got to no. You got to deal with what I said. You can't move on. You have to deal with what I said. So in Michael Porter Jr.'s case, he's someone that's capable of averaging 26 points a game and making All-Star. And the offense, the 2-man game that you're bragging about is so flawed that y'all actually thought Michael Porter Jr. couldn't create his own shot.
Well, I've never said that, but
hold on. Most of the fans say it. I'll pull up the comment and put it on screen right now. Michael Porter Jr. can't create his own shot. If he's the focus of the defense, he can't do jack. More Jokic fans think like that than you think. I say 75% of
Denver's problem is offense or defense? It's defense.
It's both.
MPJ scoring more is not going to make Denver better.
It's both.
They have a number 1 offense. They have a number 1 offense.
Yeah. But what are they offense? You just said the regular season don't count, didn't you?
In the playoffs, they have a number 1 offense too.
When? The playoffs ain't started yet, brother.
I'm saying almost every year they have a number 1 offense.
How long the playoffs ain't started yet, brother? How they got the number 1 offense in the playoffs?
They're always a good offense. They've been for years now.
Okay, then what? Then if the offense was so fine, why y'all keep talking about? Hold on. If the offense was number 1, why y'all talking about the bench is trash?
Because when the starters sit, someone needs to actually do something.
Oh, okay, but you can't have the number 1 offense if your bench ain't doing nothing.
last year, the starters were a plus 43 versus OKC. When Jamal and Jokic sat, the bench was a minus 500 because they came in and they did not do anything. That's what happened last year.
So how did they do that and had a number one offense, though?
Their starters had a number one offense. They're starting.
They don't. No, hold on. No, the team. Not the starters. They don't separate it by if the team had the number one.
They do.
So did the team have the number one offense or not?
The starting five.
The starting five did. Okay, all right.
Net rated offense.
The starting. The starting five had the number one offense. You know what San Antonio did when they wasn't getting enough from their defense. I mean, when they wasn't getting enough from their bench. You know what they did?
Yeah, they put Ginobili on the.
Simple as that. All they had to do was put Michael Porter Jr. on the bench and say, "Come out here and give me 25."
They tried that, but it didn't work out. So
you want to know what you want to know why it didn't work out?
I'm not blaming MPJ at all. I'm blaming Coach Malone for misusing him. He was a bad coach.
Dude, come on, man.
Why do you think he got fired? Do you think people just get fired for no reason?
You tell me why he got fired.
Even MPJ said, yeah, Malone didn't use me that well. Why would he say that?
No, he was talking about the new coach as well.
No, I'm talking about in a recent interview. He said, yeah, Malone didn't really use me like that. He didn't use me that much.
I got the interview, sir.
I'm saying it.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about that interview.
And I think Michael. I think this trade was good for everybody. He won a championship with us. He's one of the main reasons we did it. I woke up today. We talked about their team, and the first thing I thought of was Game 5, and we won it. Mike's the shot he made above the break three, the through the legs finish, coming from the weak side, contesting. Some of the things he did in that game, that was his game. It really was. So, yeah, Mike he's a shot maker. He's really tall.
Lead option role, maintaining the efficiency. Has that at all surprised you, or was it something where you guys felt maybe he had that in him, but it was just the circumstances, the role wasn't there for him?
Yeah, I think anytime you win the whole thing, the role was appropriate. Michael's, we know how talented he is. I think the thing that he doesn't get enough credit for, I said this in the playoffs, is he plays. And with the injuries he's had, I just don't think he gets enough credit for how tough he is. He's his game it's not the brand of his game, but it really is to see him day in, day out, maintenance himself so he can be available. Was the most impressive thing for me, daily. And I just, Mike has this ability. He always has. But for us, he sacrificed, and that's just the way it was. Our two-man game is, it's been successful. And him in the corner with Aaron Gordon, the dunker, was quite a thing. And so it's Michael, I thought we used him the right way. I'm sure he would disagree with me completely, which is okay. But yeah, we won a lot of games doing it that way. So it's cool to see him have some more freedom here under Jordy. It's fun to watch.
It's not the enemy I'm talking about, but yeah, I've heard this.
He said that we used him the right way. We put him in the corner. We put Aaron Gordon in the dunker, and we played our two-man game. He said, I'm pretty sure Michael Porter would disagree with me. So he knows that Michael Porter was complaining about not being used the right way. You think a person as outspoken as Michael Porter Jr.
Well,
the same guy in the bubble who came out and said something about Coach Malone and how he played him. This is a second-year player said this in the bubble in the playoffs about Mike Malone. He's outspoken. So you think he ain't told them I could do more? Like let me do more. Let me help y'all. We shouldn't be dropping these games. Let me help y'all. I can do more than be Klay Thompson and just shoot threes.
Every player thinks. Can I tell you this? MPJ, he's on the Brooklyn Nets. Do you think Lamar Odom on the Brooklyn Nets in 2026 can average 25 in this pace? Where Keontae George is averaging almost 26. Keontae George. Do you think Lamar Odom in this era could do the same thing? Average 25.
I think Lamar Odom could average a triple double in this era. Yeah, I agree.
Lamar Odom's averaging 30.
No, right. Yeah, I think Lamar Odom, if you switch him out with Jokic and give him all the touches and he can just pass and have shooters all at the 3-point line, I think he can average a 30-point triple double. Yeah, you're right.
So you're saying this era is terrible?
No, what I'm saying is what I'm saying is they made this era easier for stats and scoring. Yes, they did that.
So you're saying why you're saying that you're saying MPJ his scoring is useless, kind of. It's
No,
like
no,
meaningless.
no. I'm saying triple doubles are useless because Lamar Odom can get it on Denver right now.
Scoring isn't useless when you have like 20, 30-point scorers from different people in the NBA right now. The most ever 30-point
Yeah,
scorers in the NBA.
right. And guess what? Guess what? Scoring actually contributes to assists. So if you're going to say something about scoring, you have to say something about assists as well. They're both easier, right? So
do you think MPJ is leading
so
to the
you're not
championship? Yes
so
or no?
you think you are trying to downplay MPJ, but when you downplay him, you got
He's a good player.
Dude, if you cut me off again, we go end this conversation really quick. But if you downplay MPJ because of this era, you have to downplay every player because of this era. You can't downplay MPJ and then say, but yeah, what Jokic is doing is phenomenal. No. The assists, the points, everything that Jokic is getting is just as downplayed as what you're saying MPJ 26 points a game is. It works both ways.
No, I agree with you. I downplay Shea, Jokic, Giannis. I downplay everyone.
Well, downplay everybody. That's fine. You can downplay this era. I'm not as long as you apply evenly across the board. I don't care what you say about this era. You know, if you're going to downplay MPJ, downplay your favorite player as well.
100%. I agree with you there because this era is a joke. Kobe would average like 40 in this era because this era is terrible. But yeah, but I'm just saying. MPJ also, like, in the 2024 playoffs versus Minnesota, they gave him, like, I don't know, 10 shots a game, and Jaden McDaniels, who was the best defender, he locked him up.
Which finals?
If you I'm saying versus Minnesota in 2024.
2024?
2024, Minnesota.
Oh, okay. And what's your point?
I'm just saying, like, they've also gave him an opportunity, and he hasn't showed up sometimes, so that it's hard to put trust in him.
What?
I'm not saying he's bad. But I'm saying in
that
2024 with Minnesota,
that don't even make sense, dog.
In 2024 with Minnesota, he didn't show up.
And Jokic didn't show up in Game 7 against Caruso.
I mean, I put blame on Jokic on like 2 games in OKC.
All right, sir. In this phone call, go ahead and get to your main point, and then we can end it.
My main point is like I agree with you that Jokic should play center traditionally sometimes. Murray play point guard. I think they should mix it up, but I disagree with you that Jokic is a stat pattern. Because if you did that, then I mean Jokic said after every game, "I want to win. I care about winning."
Yeah.
And they asked him, "Do you care about MVP?" He says, "No, I don't care about MVP." Give it.
Just because he said that, dog. Come on now.
Shaq literally said to him, "This is Shea's MVP," and Jokic said, "All right, I don't care."
So what? What does that mean? What is the evidence showing you? What is the evidence showing you? A center is playing point guard. Why? A primary scorer. A primary scorer has been the All right. So let's go down the list. Can you see the screen?
Yeah. If you can break down film, that'd be good.
If you can see the screen, let's go. Right. Look on the left. Right. Hit the mute button on YouTube so it ain't no echo. Or turn it down. Just listen to me through the phone. So if you look on the left, all of those guys for their team was the primary scorer and the primary facilitator. Right? Let me get this. I want you to see Caitlin Clark face up there too. All of those are primary scorer and primary facilitators. They're doing both roles. Look on the left and count how many rings you see over there. And mind you, the rings that LeBron got were on super teams. So if you're gonna play this style, you're making it harder for your team, and you need more on your roster to make it work. Like you need perfect players, you need all these 3-and-D guys. You just need so much to make it work. It's harder to make that work because it's a dying style. It's the lesser style of offense, right? Now look on there and count the rings. How many rings you see?
On the right side?
On the left side. On the left side. How many rings you see?
I see LeBron and Jokic. So
how many rings is that?
It's like 5.
5 rings. How many players over there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 players over there. Only 5 rings. 6 players, only 5 rings. Why is it that everyone who plays primary facilitator and primary scorer is having a hard time winning rings?
But I mean, you have to put in context to that. Like,
Well, put it in
what
the
the
context
teams
for
were,
me.
what
Why,
they did.
why are they having a hard time? Okay, well, let's put this in context. On the right side, these are the guys who did not do that. They did not choose to be the primary scorer and the primary facilitator at the same time. How many rings?
Well, Hakeem doesn't have 5 rings. You think Hakeem?
How many rings do you see on that side?
No, I see a lot more.
A lot more, right? So why is the rings following the players who play where they choose one of them, where I'm either going to be either or, the primary scorer or the primary facilitator, versus doing both?
I mean, it's also context.
Well, okay. So here's the third question. Here's the third question. Here's the third question. On the left side, who got the most godlike stats? The left side, right? Jokic, Harden,
like
LeBron,
MJ,
Westbrook,
MJ
Luca.
Stuff.
Well, I mean, because MJ is the GOAT. I mean, of course, but
yeah. Magic Johnson has very good stats too.
Duncan and Magic stats are not godlike, and whatever Kareem stats are godlike is what he's supposed to be doing, which is scoring and rebounding. His assists are crazy, but that's what he's supposed to be doing. Michael Jordan scoring, Kobe Bryant scoring was crazy. That's what they're supposed to do. But they're not trying to. They're not trying to get top 5 in scoring and assists. They choose another player to do those roles. But on the left side,
can I ask you a question?
On the left side, they're trying to do both. Why is it that you think that it's harder to get rings doing both than it is with doing one? Why is less more?
How does Steph Curry have that many?
No, you got to answer my question. Why is less more?
I mean, I think there's context involved. I think you're partially right. Well,
break it down for me.
I'm saying, why does Hakeem not have 3 or 4 rings? Do you think that
because Michael Jordan was playing in his era? Next.
So now there's context. To it, right?
Okay, so why is the guys on the left? Why is the guys on the left is harder to get rings than the guys on the right?
Well, I can explain the context.
Go ahead.
Jokic, he's dealing with teammate injuries. 2021, Murray and PJ. 2022, Murray and PJ. 2023, they were healthy. They won. 2024, Murray was hurt, calf strain, completely hurt in the 2024 playoffs. 2025, Jokic did not play good. I'll blame that on him because I'm not a Jokic stan, and I'll blame him for the games because he played bad. So that's partially the reason why. LeBron has 4 rings, but he just joined the super team, so I don't really count his. Harden, he had to face Steph Curry in that ultimate team. He played actually pretty well. Chris Paul got injured in Game 7. Russell Westbrook, he's inefficient. At every triple-double machine he does, he's inefficient. Luca cannot play defense, and he doesn't move the ball at all. So, yeah, these are all my contexts.
Okay. They got a lot in common, right? A lot of excuses, correct? Oh, hold on. You forgot Caitlin Clark. Why Caitlin Clark? Ain't got nothing.
No, I don't even watch her. So
okay, all right. So a lot of excuses. So I need to add that to the list because I see losing, flopping, no defense, fake GOAT stats, MVPs, records. I need to put a lot of excuses on there to add it because I ain't think of that one.
But so Hakeem doesn't get it, right?
You just gave Hakeem got 2. And he got his the hard way.
Why doesn't he have more?
Because MJ was in this era and he hauled them up. He got 6 of them.
so now
he got 6 of them.
Right?
He got 6 of them. But
that's an excuse.
But you can throw Shaq up there too, and Shaq got 5. I mean, the point
is Shaq play with Dwayne Wade, Kobe.
The point
all
is
these Hall of Famers.
And so did LeBron and Jokic play with a lot of Hall of Famers. A lot of
Jamal Murray's Kobe Bryant.
I ain't saying that. But here's the point though. They got a lot of in common over there on the left. And winning is not those things, right? You gotta look at that and say that's a bad trend. Can we agree with that?
If Jokic wins this year, what will you say?
I would say good job for Jokic. If he won this year, that mean that he locked up on defense and his team locked in, and I would give him a congratulations just like I did when he won the first time. And then then he might start to burn my narrative down because right now the narrative that he needs to play triple-double basketball and he don't have no help is getting burnt down.
Why does Giannis only have 1 too? Why does Giannis only have 1? Why does Giannis only have one?
'Cause he
Giannis isn't
because
playing
he's
triple-double basketball.
because he plays like the left side a little bit.
Giannis plays triple-double basketball,
Yeah,
but he's the defensive player of the year, and he works
is.
in the paint.
He's the exception when it comes to that defense. Yeah, he has that defense. He's very flawed offensively though. Yeah, so
So why does Shea only have one?
He's just getting started, brother.
So if Shea loses this year, what are you going to say?
I'm gonna say he got clapped. I'm gonna say the same
Are you
thing.
going to say he plays
Anybody
triple-double
else?
basketball?
Well, he
Are
doesn't
you
play.
going to say he's on the left side too then, right?
He doesn't play triple-double basketball though.
But I'm saying if he loses this year, then that'll be excuse. Like you're on the left side. You're hero ball.
No, they don't know. If you don't play hero ball, I'm not going to put you on the list with hero ball.
He does take he takes majority of the shots though.
Yeah, but he don't play primary. He don't play triple-double basketball like they do. That's not what he does. And he locks up. Duncan didn't win it every year. He's never went back to back. You know what I mean? So winning it every year is not my criteria. That's not why I got them on the list. They didn't win it every year, but they won multiple times. So if SGA don't win it this year, he got a chance at winning it next year. Whoop-de-doo.
So what about Larry Bird?
Larry Bird would be on the right side. He doesn't.
Larry Bird right side?
He didn't play primary score or primary facilitated basketball. Dennis Johnson was his point guard.
Kawhi's on that right side, right? Kawhi
will be on the right side for sure.
Dirk
will be on the right side.
Dirk to the right side, but he only has one.
I'm not counting rings and putting them there. I'm putting the people on the side who play.
The first thing you told me was compare the rings.
I know. I said compare the play style. Can you read? It say hero ball, team ball, and it.
Yeah, I know. But you're
right under it, it explains every single thing. So the whole point is one person or one side plays hero ball, triple-double basketball, and the other side play team ball, and they play real basketball. And the results is that the people who play hero ball have a hard time winning, and the people who don't play hero ball is winning at a higher rate, at a higher clip.
All right, that's fair. But don't you think Dirk should have won more than Dirk Nowitzki?
No, I don't think he should have won more. He's not on the level of these guys on the right side.
What about KG?
Yeah, it would have been nice for KG to win more. He did everything the right way. It just didn't work out.
So sometimes that's context, right? Sometimes it just doesn't work out. It's hard to win. So,
yeah, but when you're considered the best player in the league, because if you look on the left side, let's just stick with Jokic. Jokic is considered the best player in the world, correct?
Yeah, him and Shea. Yeah.
Okay, so Jokic is considered the best player in the world. On the right side, at some point, Kareem was the best. At some point, Magic and Bird was the best. At some point, Jordan was the best. And at some point, Duncan and Kobe was the best. So if you put Jokic in the pot with everybody on the right, and you say at some point that was the face of the league and considered the best in the world, Jokic is the only one out of all those people on that right side who has never led a team to 60-plus wins, and he's never led a team to multiple rings.
Well, I mean, his career is not done, so I don't really.
Yeah, you're right. His career is not done, but it's very eye-opening that it's something that he's not doing correctly if you're considered in the same conversation with those people on the right, but you can't get the results as those people on the right. There's something wrong with his formula, and people don't want to admit it. And if you like Jokic, you got to be honest about it. Like if enough people, hold on, let me finish this. If enough people in the media and enough people in the fan base start saying this out loud, then eventually it's going to get to the people who need to hear it, and then he might change the way he play and the way his style is, and he might try to win more. If you want Jokic to win, you have to stop pretending like triple doubles mean just as much as getting rings. You got to stop celebrating that triple double. And you got to start asking him, please play defense. Please come off the ball and let your point guard run the show. We want to see you win. We want to see you in the finals. There's no reason you're wasting your own prime by getting put out in the first and second round in the playoffs and can't get back to the finals, and you supposed to be the best player by a mile, and no one can stop you, and there's only one other center in the league, and he on 2 bad knees.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Can you explain to me how Shea lost to Luca in 2024?
Yeah, I did a whole episode on that. Go back and find it. Go back and find that episode. You go back and find that episode. It like one thing you can't do with me is have a conversation about one thing, and when I
agree with you on the Jokic, you're playing more defense.
Right, when I break something down, you try to do the what about thing and say, well, what about Shea? We're not gonna do that. I can care less about Shea. I can care less about him. This video ain't about Shea at all. This is about what you see on the screen. So I can care less about Shea. For all I care, if you ask me why Shea got beat by Luca, he wasn't good enough yet. He wasn't a good enough leader yet. He got sent home. That's the answer.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you. I'm not here to beef. Like Jokic should play better defense and let Murray be point guard sometimes, and they just switch it up. But I'm just letting you know that. So you're saying if he wins this year, then you'll change your opinion, kind of.
No, I would give him his props. I still don't think triple-double basketball is the best way to play, and neither does Phil Jackson. And neither does Phil Jackson, and neither does Kobe Bryant. If he gets another ring, then I would have to consider saying, well, he made it work. Like, because at some point, people told Michael Jordan that you can't win by getting the scoring title. Like, you can't win that way. You can't win by just being a microwave scorer. Like, you had to play more like Magic or something like that, right? People told Jordan that. And then he went out and got 6, and then they had to shut up and be like, okay, well, he made it work. Now you got people that are modeling their game after Jordan and saying, well, I want to be a dominant scorer like Jordan was and play dominant defense, and that's the formula. So if the formula is dominant scoring and dominant defense because Jordan showed us that, and everybody who copied Jordan being a dominant scorer and a dominant defender like Hakeem, Kobe, who else I had on that screen that played dominant defense? Kareem, whoever the case may be. If it's working for them too, then that's the formula. Your best player needs to be a dominant scorer and an elite defender. Now, what Jokic is doing is showing us a different formula. What my foresight is saying is that formula is not going to work. Phil Jackson said that's absolute in a basketball. It's not going to work. Kobe said it's not going to work. You can't win multiple times like that. It's hard. It's already hard to win a ring and repeat and three-peat. It's really hard, but you're making it harder by playing that style. Now, if Jokic somehow figures it out and wins 2, 3, maybe 4 rings, then I have to say, well, shoot. Maybe triple-double basketball is the new way to win. But until then, I want my best player to be a dominant scorer and an elite defender.
Yeah. No, I see your points. Yeah, I don't just beef for no reason. You have a lot of good points. Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. I think you're also getting confused kind of Jokic and James Harden. Jokic has one of the lowest usage rates like on the ball.
Yeah, but that's advanced stats, advanced analytics.
I watch this game.
Yeah, no.
You don't see him set screens.
No. But you say usage rate. That you got to use a calculator to figure that out.
I'm saying on ball and off ball.
Yeah, but I don't judge basketball players with calculators.
Do you think Jokic plays off ball or no? How do you watch Jokic play off ball ever?
Out of all the triple-double offensive players like Luca, LeBron, Westbrook, Harden, Jokic plays off the ball more than all of them. So yes, I do.
He comes off screens, set screens, rolls. He comes off picking pops.
I agree. Those other triple-double guys, they just got the ball in their hand. They don't set screens for nobody. They won't screen set for them.
There's a reason people come to Denver and they're like, you want to play with him.
I'm with you 100%. Jokic definitely does it different because he's a center. He does it different than them. He's not. But if Jokic was a guard, he'd do it the same way that Luca does it.
100%. But Jokic, he'll pass to Murray, then he'll screen, and then he'll roll, and then he'll pick and pop, come up the screen.
Yeah, but he's still.
I agree.
But he's still being the primary distributor and primary scorer, and he needs to give one.
I agree with you though. He should focus more on defense. Let Murray take over the offense sometimes, and they should mix it up, and they'll win more. So I agree with you.
Facts.
I got no beef with you. You have a lot of good points. So thank you.
All right, thank you for the call, bro.
Thank you, bro.
All right, let's get to the last topic. So the Lakers played tonight as well. And if you see right here on the lower third, the Lakers had 17 turnovers and only 16 assists. They had more turnovers than assists, right? And I'm going to tell you why that's problematic. We just got finished talking about triple-double basketball with Jokic and why I hate triple-double basketball. But authorizing your best player to be the 100% distribution for your team is the worst basketball that you can play in the professional sports, man. Like, that is unreal. So let's check out of the 16 assists that the Lakers got, Luca had 10 of them. And he also had 38 points and took 26 shots and 9 threes. So the ball was in his hand pretty much the whole game. Like, nobody else was passing, right? So he had 10 out of the 16 assists. Jake LaRavia had 1. DeAndre Ayton had 1. Vanderbilt 0. Marcus Smart 1. Connect 0. Hayes 0. Gabe Vincent 2. Maxi Kleber 0. Nick Smith Jr. 1 for a total of 16. Nobody other than Luca had more than 2 assists. That's letting me know that they are running everything through Luca. They're trying to get triple doubles for Luca as well. Luca has been wanting the MVP for the last 5 years. He said so on JJ Reddit's podcast 3 years ago. I want that MVP. Mark Cuban, when he was still the owner, went on, was it Pat Bev podcast, and talked about Luca getting MVP. They really wanted Luca to get MVP. I have no clue why the MVP is so important, but he wants the MVP, and everyone knows the best way to get MVP in the NBA is triple doubles, because Jokic has gotten 3 of them, and he almost averaged a triple double. So he got 3 MVPs for almost averaging a triple double. So everyone knows that getting a triple double is the best way to get MVP. So Luca is trying to get the MVP. Why else would you be the primary facilitator and the primary scorer for your team if you don't need to be? Like, that is a horrible way to play basketball. 16 assists for a whole game for your team is crazy, and it's even crazier for the point guard who shoots the most shots to be the only one who got more than 2 assists. He got 10 of them, right? So he contributed to those assists, and he also contributed to the fact that nobody else could get none, because that's their offense. Luca is the only one authorized to get an assist. He's the only one designed to get an assist. But Luca also had 7 of those 17 turnovers. That's almost half. This man had 7 of those 17 turnovers. And this is supposed to be your point guard. Their primary job of the point guard is take care of the ball, number 1. Number 2, facilitate the offense. But the primary job of Luca is to give the ball away, number 1, and number 2, take a lot of shots. And this is your point guard. Like, facilitating the offense is not even a top 2 priority for him. Turning it over and shooting a lot is his top 2. And just by chance, if the double comes, I give it up and you have to shoot it. So he's not distributing and facilitating the offense. He's just making passes out of help defenses to open people so he can get an assist. He's not passing it until assist can be had. And they want to win with that. 7 turnovers is insane. 7 turnovers is insane, dog. Having more turnovers than points is insane. Right? So that's unreal. Right? But that's the offense that they want to play these days. That's what they want to play. They also got out rebounded. Like, this is like, you can't make this stuff up, man. Like people really don't understand how bad triple double basketball is, dog. Like, it's death. Right? But here's the funny part about this. I was just listening to Theo Penson's and Raymond Felton and Charlie V's podcast called To the Baja. And I tune into their podcast every now and then because Theo Piston from North Carolina just like me, and so is Raymond Felton. So, you know what I mean? I got to listen to him. But they had Dinwiddie on. So Theo Pinson played in Dallas with Luca, and Dinwiddie also played in Dallas with Luca. And they had a segment on the podcast where they was looking at the viral 2-minute clip of Luca's defense this year. And that was horrible, right? And I want y'all to hear their reaction to watching how nasty it was to watch Luca get blew by and not give effort on these plays. Just listen to their reaction. Then after their reaction, you know, everybody was like, "Oh my God, that's pretty bad." I think something clicked in Dinwiddie and Theo Pinson, and it was like, "Well, that's our former teammate, and we was friends with him, and you know, we go take up for him." And they started making excuses for him. And then it got to the point where Dinwiddie actually broke down what their philosophy was when they was in Dallas on how they protect Luca on defense. And it's fascinating when you hear it. And what's fascinating about it is, before I even heard this, last year, when I broke down film on Luca and I showed you what they was doing, Dinwiddie said the exact same thing that I said last year. And this is just by watching film. I said, this is what they're doing on defense. They're putting Luca on the worst offensive player, preferably the player that's in the corner. And everybody else is playing defense on the ball. And what they're doing is protecting Luca on the worst player. And from there is where he get all his steals because, you know, loose balls and Luca can pick it up. And that's where he get all his cheap rebounds as well. Because when the shot goes up, I done played defense at the top of the key on the ball and contested the shot and turned around, and I'm making sure I'm boxing the shooter out. He over in the corner, and the ball is just falling right there, and he's just all he got to do is take 2 steps and get the ball. No box out, no fight for a rebound, no hustle. It's falling to him. And that's how he's getting his rebounds. And that's triple-double basketball because on the offense, so that's how he gets he gets protected on defense, and not that the goal is for him not to have to defend anyone. So he's playing free safety, and from the free safety position, he gets steals and rebounds. And he's describing it makes him look good because he's getting steals, and then we don't get him embarrassed on defense because we're helping him. So they had a formula for him to get steals and rebounds. And then on the offensive end, he's got the ball and he's taking 30 shots a game, so he's going to get points and assists. It's triple-double basketball. But let's listen to how they reacted to his defense.
Let's play Luca defense
Let's
clip.
do Luca.
Let's do Luca defense clip.
Damn.
This is like 2 minutes, by the way, guys. Of
This is bad. This is bad, though. This is bad.
Rough to watch.
That's bad. That is bad. Damn. TJ Bano. Oh my God, man.
Pause it. Look at the fucking lineup of defensive guys out there. It's atrocious.
Jake LaRavia, Austin Reeves.
Oh, I thought you were
Rui.
gonna say look at Spencer and courtside.
Who? Oh yeah, you were at that game. Who's guarding on that team, on that lineup? Who's your defender?
But that
we
goes
know
back.
who ain't your defender.
That goes back to my point, though, bro. You supposed
Man, that's embarrassing for your peers to be sitting down watching film and saying this on a public forum. Like, that is horrible, dog. Raymond Felton said, well, no, Charlie V said, we know who ain't playing defense. But here comes his teammates trying to cape and say, you have to build a better defensive team around Luca. So they're going to dog the Laker players and say they're not good enough to support Luca on defense. Every man for himself on defense. Yeah, we play team defense and help defense, but first and foremost, you have to be able to stop your man. Everybody have to be able to stop their man, but sometimes you might be guarding Superman. Like when you're guarding Kobe, then, oh, yeah. We got to, hey, this is the game plan. We got to put Ray Allen on Kobe, but we know Ray Allen can't stay with Kobe for 4 quarters. You know, so we're going to help a little bit. That's what team defense and help is for. Not all 82 games. It don't matter who he's guarding. He's dog food and he's cooked. So the game plan every night is for us to help him. No, that's why players who can't play defense, who has a roster around them built to defend around them, that's why those players stay hurt. Because they're using 3 people to guard 5.
So you're supposed to craft the team, you know what I'm saying? Like, never mind, it's not my job. But like, point is, when James Harden was on the Rockets, right?
Thank you, bro.
You had all those defenders.
Nice.
We already knew that. Like even on Dallas, right? You had
look at this.
The Dorians and the Reggie Bullocks and the
look at this, man.
What?
Smith,
go back.
Hey, shout out to Kobe. Kobe Saunders. Shout out to Kobe.
Pause it. Guys, I get the Luca slander.
If Gafford's
does he not work hard on defense? No. The nigga never has. So like we're talking about something that's a broken record.
Man, well, you cannot say that about someone that we're claiming that is a top 3 player in the league. You cannot say, does Luca play defense? No, he's never played defense. But you can't say that. I mean, think about Jordan and Hakeem, please. Think about Kobe. Like, you can't say this about someone and then put them in a conversation with Jordan, Kobe, and Hakeem. Like, you can't lower the standard and say the league's best players in the face of the league don't have to play defense no more. You can't do that. I can understand if we got to help. I don't know. Let me think of somebody that's not the face of the league that probably need help on defense. Let's say Steve Nash. He's not the face of the league. If you got to help him, okay, cool. It is what it is. No, I ain't gonna say Steve Nash because he was supposed to be an MVP and the best player. I'm going to say somebody that you can easily put on the bench. Let's say Peja Stojakovic. When Peja and Turkoglu played for the Kings, they had to defend. If they couldn't defend, we sitting you down. We go put Bobby Jackson and Doug Christie out here and let them rock. We'll use you as a 3-point specialist. But when it comes to locking some stuff down, if you can't do it, we can't really use you like that. It like we have to use these guys that are just offense and say, yeah, Turkoglu, Peja Stojakovic, until y'all learn how to guard, like we do in the NBA, until you learn how to guard, you go end up being a role player or a bench player. We'll bring you in because we like your offense and your 3-point shooting, but you can't defend. So we can't start you and give you heavy minutes. We can't play you 38 minutes. Because that's 38 minutes that our defense is going to have a hole in it. But here it is, we making excuses for Luca.
But who the fuck is weak side?
If Gafford is there, he's trying to punch
LeBron,
that right
the
now.
guy that you trying to trade?
For who? So if you trade,
If Gafford is there, he's punching that.
The person I said trade for, who's going to be there?
It makes sense for the Lakers.
Who's going to be there?
Draymond. Makes sense for the Lakers.
My point. This is not a defensive makeup team.
Let's just be honest. Can you win when someone doesn't play defense? One player just.
But
does
what
not
I'm saying
play?
is, though, you can win. So we're gonna blame LeBron for him.
No.
Yes.
No.
You can win.
No.
For that backdoor.
No.
I did try to kick the ball. This ain't soccer.
I think. Nah.
You try to kick the fucking ball.
Come on.
No, you can win. You can win. To answer your question, you can win. Well, yeah, they can win. They play with him.
When they don't play
with him.
Defense,
but
defense is a
you gotta
defense.
have a decent defensive mind.
And I'm with Spence on this.
Doe was on that team. How many people I had on that team that had a defensive mind when y'all played?
Lakers
Reggie
don't have the
Bullock,
personnel
Gafford,
around
Lively.
Luca.
Yes.
Like for instance, the Mavs when Dirk won.
Yeah, but
can't
Dirk
play.
still put in effort.
Dirk can't play defense, but you have Tyson Chandler, Sean Marion. You have defensive guys around him.
You're picking plays that
We watch this shit all the time live.
But we weren't. Nah, this shit is bad.
Nigga was in the
Nah,
final.
this shit is bad.
I always said this to you.
Hold on.
You can confirm that.
No. All right. No, I got.
This shit is bad.
I always say that shit to you for the last 3 years. Yes or no?
Let's spend some time because these guys play with Luca.
Yeah, I got to clarify this.
Somebody asked me, do I agree it's about effort more than actual defense? No, it starts with effort, but it's not only about effort. It's not only about effort. So But when you're not giving effort, and also when your team sits down and watch film and see how bad you are defensively, and they say, okay, we're not going to require you to get better defensively. We're just going to figure out a way to help you and defend around you. That's not the answer for your team leader. Would you rather build a good defense around your best player who also is a good defender, or would you rather build a defense around your best player who's a liability defensively? 4 good defenders with a liability, or 4 good defenders with another good defender? I think the answer is go give me the good defender with the 4 good defenders. That means I got 5 good defenders on the floor versus 4 good defenders with a hole in it, and we're going to try to use these 4 to help that hole. You know, give me a ship with no hole in it, and I sail the 7 seas. Give me a ship with a hole in it. I probably won't go. I stay on the coast. You know, I'm not going to go far with that. That's a problem when you're admitting that that you have to freaking, I don't know, you gotta work around your best player. Like I can see if the liability on defense was one of my role players, I can swap him out. I can take him out of the game and put a better defender in off the bench. Like if my role player was like Cal Corver, a specialist on 3, and he getting cooked on defense, I can take him out and say, look, man, well, you getting cooked, man. I'm gonna put your backup in who plays defense, and I can roll with that. But when my best player is the liability, that means his attitude actually trickles down to the rest of the troops, and it's demoralizing for your best player to not want to give that effort because you can't ask your players under you to do something that you're not willing to do. That's a very tough thing to do. It gets worse, y'all. When Dinwiddie broke down how the Dallas Mavericks protected Luca, when Dinwiddie broke this down, y'all, I was like, I knew it, but I never thought I was going to hear someone from the Dallas Mavericks actually come out and explain it. And I wish I would have got the footage of when I explained it last year. But I'm telling you, and some of y'all probably was watching that show, y'all go back and watch. I'm gonna try to put the link to that Luca show in the description on this. But I'm telling you, I broke it down the same way Dinwiddie did. I can't believe I was that correct. Well, I can believe it because it's obvious, but I just can't believe Dinwiddie came out and admitted it.
Mm-hmm. But that's just how this thing goes. You know what I'm saying? I could pick Jokic clips. I could pick Bron clips. I could pick Rudy Gobert offensive clips.
But can Luca play defense?
He can. He's smart enough to do it.
Listen. First of all,
you wild.
I'm telling you.
Do y'all show this
again? Are we talking about strapping shit like Kawhi? Or are we talking about just
what type of defense
playing
are you talking
defense?
about? Can he play the same?
Yes.
Can he play the same as Dirk?
He can play team defense.
He can play the same amount of defense as Dirk.
Yes,
but he doesn't.
defense.
He doesn't. That's the difference.
Do you know why? The fucking team sucks on defense. The team is horrible on defense.
Why do you think he got traded?
Huh?
A man that's averaging 30
500
points a game. 30
1,000%.
points a game and fucking generational talent gets traded.
I'm gonna answer Big Bank's question. Yes, we showed it on film.
Elefante.
But we showed it to the extent what are other guys doing.
We
understood.
We also showed it to be productive.
Yes.
We didn't show it to be like, hey man, he just not doing that. He's just not doing that. We're like, all right, look, if we're in a full rotation and we know Luca goes for this steal, this is how we rotate so that he can veer off into the passing lane. And our whole team defense was built around how do we keep L in passing lanes and how do we keep a Lively or a Gafford or whoever at the rim. And when you construct it like that, again, shout out Sweeney, my dog.
Shout out Sweeney.
You kept the shot blocker at the rim. You knew L was in passing lanes. And yes, it put a little bit more strain on the other 3 out there to guard closers a little bit more. But you understood that's some of what happens as a team, bro. Like,
so he said, it puts more of a strain on the other 3 players where they construct their defense to where Luca just plays the passing lanes. He's just in the gap playing free safety. And everyone else is pre-rotating and almost guarding the area or a zone, all to protect this one guy because he's that much of dog food on defense where anybody can blow by him. So now we put him in a position to where he's not playing defense and keeping a man in front of him. He's able to play gaps and passing lanes, and that's where he get his steals from, and that's what make it look like he's not a horrible defender, because you can always say, well, look, he's getting 2 steals a game. Continue.
Like,
Tell two not can go.
Are the Lakers better defensively if Luca tries?
I don't care about that.
I'm asking.
No.
Yes or no?
A little bit, but not great.
A little bit.
But that's
No,
the
they're
point.
not.
Because if you don't, hold on. If you give 80% resistance versus 0, you're going to be better.
But there's no difference. Luca played the same amount of defense when they made the finals run, and there was none of this shit.
He said Luca played that same horrible defense on the finals run, and ain't nobody saying nothing about it. That's a daggone lie. Everybody was talking about it. Like, there's a viral clip of Windhorst talking about it after they lost game 5. Viral clip describing it. And he got traded because of it. And everybody kept preaching defense. Like, everyone was talking about his defense. And I've been talking about his defense for 4 years. So I don't know what Pinkston talking about.
But the team was constructed.
Did he not try that more year? Was that an emphasis for your guys?
But that goes back to the point. The team is not constructed.
That's the
for
point.
Luka to look good.
Because now when you see L in passing lanes,
we are paid to make the star look good.
Yeah.
AR isn't paid for Luka to look good. LeBron sure as hell.
He said the role players are paid to make Luka look good. So this is a role player's mentality, and this is also a loser mentality. Because Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, Dennis Rodman, not even BJ, like they was real about defense. They were not going to allow someone to be a horrible defender on that team because they knew they weren't going to be able to win with it. So you can't go to a Bulls championship team and say, hey, man, we're okay with Michael Jordan not playing defense, and we got to protect him and pre-rotate for him on defense. Nobody, Phil Jackson wouldn't have went for that. Michael Jordan wouldn't have asked nobody to do that for him. I got to hold my own. I got to play defense. Luca is just okay with it because people keep telling him, look, it's okay. You score a lot of points so that you don't have to be good at defense. We'll do it for you. And you got role players that are saying, look, if I agree to come and play defense for Luca and just stand at the 3-point line, I can get contract extensions after contract extension. That's a way for me to feed my family and make money. So I'm willing to do it. But a champion with a championship mentality is not going to say, I'm signing up for this. I remember when Pat Bev said Kawhi Leonard was talking to Doc Rivers when they was with the Clippers. And Kawhi Leonard just looked at Doc and said, why he in the game if he ain't got no straps? If he can't play defense, why he on the floor? That's how Kawhi Leonard think. You think Kawhi Leonard is going to sign up to go and play with a guy that is going to hold the ball for the whole offensive possession? He got to stand at the 3-point line, and then on defense, he got to defend for him.
Ain't paid to make somebody else look good.
But that goes back to the point, right? When you're like, hey, why was it so much better when there was the Dorians and the Bullocks and the Derrick Jones Juniors and the Lives and the Gaffers and all that other stuff? Because we understood Luka's going to be in the passing lanes. So if I'm anticipating he's going for this steal, I know I have to be here. And then if the guy behind me knows he's going for that next steal, he's got to be there. And because all that works, now he's getting more steals. Now his effort looks better. Now it all is better in general.
He said, if we play that defense where we're protecting him and letting him play gaps and in the lane and cheat, now he's getting more steals. Now he looks better. Not that he actually played defense better. On paper, he looks better because he's getting 2 steals a game. You can't say he's not playing defense. They're trying to trick you into thinking he's playing defense. He can't play defense, and good teams are exposing him in the playoffs for it.
And we're going to put him on probably the worst guy, whether it's a 4 or 3 or 2, whatever it is. So he's conserving energy and he's doing all.
So he's conserving energy. He's conserving the energy on defense. That's a no-no. Nobody is supposed to conserve energy on defense. Nobody. You strong as your weakest link on defense. Nobody is supposed to preserve energy on defense. That was Dallas's formula. Let Luca rest on defense because he's doing so much on offense. I proved it now. I knew it was like that, but I never heard somebody from the team actually say it. And you think that ain't what everybody's doing? Like everybody who has a star that don't play defense, like Jokic, like Luca, like LeBron, you think that's not their philosophy? Everybody's thinking like that. He's doing so much on offense, we got to let him rest on defense.
And other stuff, the same way in a lot of ways with OKC, Shea does not have to match up with Ant. When they play Minnesota, Dort.
The difference is they're putting Dort on Ant-Man, sometimes Shea on Ant-Man, but here's the difference. Ant-Man is not coming down here and saying, bring me Shea, set a screen so we can switch, and I'm just going to get a layup because I know he can't stop me. Shea can play defense too. If they put a better defender on Ant-Man, that's because they want to utilize his fouls as well. Hey, look, man, we want you to get 4 or 5 fouls, man, stop his layups, all that stuff. Yeah, it's not because SGA can't play defense. It's just a strategy, and a formula for them to win is a strategy, but it's not to protect SGA. They're fine if SGA gets stuck on Ant-Man. SGA is fine with that as well. But if I went and paid 3 or 4 good defenders, I might as well utilize them.
Taking the first shot, Caruso taking the second shot, and if it gets real dicey, they'll put Case and Wallace or whoever out there.
And guess what? Dort don't get screened.
And Dort don't get screened. Dort's a mother.
You don't gotta work. I don't know if I've seen Shea hedge,
bruh. And that's
Dort don't get screened.
And that's my point. So then when Shea comes back and he's gambling in passing lanes, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, he's the most phenomenal guy in terms of steals, and then also Finals MVP and defense of this and all the other stuff, bro." It's not the same. And yes, I understand Shea is better defensively, chat. I'm not saying Shea isn't better defensively. I'm just saying with the team you have, it's easier to gamble and other stuff because now your missteps aren't highlighted. Because if he goes for a steal, Chet and Hartenstein back there. The same way if somebody goes for a steal and with the Spurs, Wemby's back there. Have you seen people go backdoor on Fox and then they see Wemby and go, uh-oh, and they dribble it out? But if you see Austin Reeves down there, you dunking the fucking ball. Like
does
Yeah, he said it. He said it. He actually said, and I think I missed it because I didn't hear it, but I'm pretty sure I played it. But it was a part in there. He said, y'all let me know in the chat if y'all heard this. There was a part in there where he explained how they put Luca on the lesser offensive player. I don't know how I missed it, but he said that we put him on the lesser offensive player. That's their strategy. I'm gonna play it again because I want to hear that.
But that's just how this thing goes. You know what I'm saying? I could pick Jokic clips. I could pick Bron clips. I could pick Rudy Gobert offensive clips.
But can Luca play defense?
He can. He's smart enough to do it.
Listen. First of all,
you wild.
I'm telling you.
Do y'all show this
again? Are we talking about strapping shit like Kawhi? Or are we talking about just
what type of defense
playing
are you talking
defense?
about? Can he play the same?
Yes.
Can he play the same as Dirk?
He can play team. He can play team defense.
He can play the same amount of defense as Dirk.
Yes,
but he doesn't.
Defense.
He doesn't. That's the difference.
Do you know why? The fucking team sucks on defense. The team is horrible on defense.
Why do you think he got traded?
Huh?
A man that's averaging 30
500
points a game. 30 points a game and fucking generational talent gets traded.
I'm gonna answer Big Bank's question. Yes, we showed it on film.
Elefante.
But we showed it to the extent what are other guys doing.
And we
understood.
We also showed it to be productive.
Yes.
We didn't show it to be like, hey man, he just not doing that. He's just not doing that. We're like, all right, look, if we're in a full rotation and we know Luca goes for this steal, this is how we rotate so that he can veer off into the passing lane. And our whole team defense was built around how do we keep L in passing lanes and how do we keep a Lively or a Gafford or whoever at the rim. And when you construct it like that, again, shout out Sweeney, my dog.
Shout out Sweeney.
You kept the shot blocker at the rim. You knew L was in passing lanes. And yes, it put a little bit more strain on the other three out there to guard closers a little bit more. But you understood that's some of what happens as a team, bro. Like,
Tell two
Are the
I can
Lakers,
go.
are the Lakers better defensively if Luca tries?
I don't care about that.
I'm asking.
No.
Yes or no?
A little bit, but not great.
A little bit.
but that's
No,
the
they're
point.
not.
Because if you don't,
if Shea,
no,
if
Phil,
Shea-
hold on. If
No,
you
man, no,
give
man.
80%
It doesn't make
resistance
no-
versus 0, you're going to be better.
But there's no difference. Luca played the same amount of
Yes.
defense when they made the finals run, and there was none of this
No,
shit until
did he not
But
try
the
more
team
that
was
year?
constructed
Did he not try that
differently.
more year? Was that the emphasis
but,
for your guys?
but
That's
that,
our
but that
point.
goes back
Yeah.
to
the
the
team
point.
is not constructed
That's the
for
point.
Luca to look good.
Because now when you see L in passing
we are
lanes,
paid to make the star
of course,
look good.
yeah.
AR isn't
And
paid for Luca to look good. LeBron sure as hell
That's what I'm saying.
ain't paid to make somebody else look good.
But that goes back to the point, right? When you're like, hey, why was it so much better when there was the Dorians and the Bullocks and the Derrick Jones Juniors and the Livelies and the Gaffers and all that other stuff? Because we understood Luka's going to be in the passing lanes. So if I'm anticipating he's going for this steal, I know I have to be here. And then if the guy behind me knows he's going for that next steal, he's got to be there. And because all that works, now he's getting more steals. Now his effort looks better. Now it all is better in general. And we're going to put him on probably the worst guy, whether it's a 4 or a 3 or a 2, whatever it is. So he's conserving energy and he's doing all that other stuff the same way in a lot of ways.
Yeah, he said we're going to put him on the worst guy, whether it's a 4 or 3 or a 2. So the game plan for Dallas was let's look at the lineup. Let's find the worst scorer on the team. Luca, that's who you guarding. And we're going to try to keep you on him as much as possible so you can stay away from all the ball handling and the dribble drives to the rim. That's sad. That's your best player. That's your best player, and the game plan is we have to find somewhere to hide you so you don't have to play defense. And then we got 4 guys playing defense against 5 guys because you that much of a hole. You just play free safety, make sure you can get loose balls and steals, and make sure you can get your 9 rebounds so you can get your triple doubles. That is sad, dog. I'm gonna open the phone lines up. I want somebody to call and defend this. Somebody call and defend this. I wanna hear. That is sad, dog. Too sad. Luca Vandross. Don't make no daggone sense. His own teammates was putting him out there like that and thought they was defending him. And it just made him look bad. Yeah, you're right. Nico was right, dog. Nico was right. Somebody said they hid Shea on PJ Washington in the playoffs and he got exposed. Keep the same energy. What you want? What energy you want me to keep? This is the energy I want you to keep. From what you just heard Dinwiddie and Theo say, what's your thoughts on that? And it can't be, well, what about this guy? Because we're not talking about that guy. We're talking about this guy who's known for bad defense. Shea is not known for bad defense. So pointing out when he got cooked, okay, he got cooked. What you want me to say? If he got cooked, he got cooked. But the philosophy on that team is not, man, let's hide SGA. That's definitely not the philosophy. So if he got cooked, he got cooked. Notice you pointing out a game here or a series there. We talking about 82 games, dog. We talking about 82 games. This is the game plan. Hide him on defense. He's that bad. He's that bad. Does it have to be a defense to call it? No. Call in regardless. Call in regardless. Why wouldn't you want him to have the ball? Because I want him to score. So if you're my best scorer, I want somebody else to have the ball because I need them to get everybody else involved. I want you to concentrate on scoring. And you have to know how to do that with and without the ball. So I don't want you to just be ball dominant because it actually lessens how potent my offense can be if we're just utilizing one guy. right? That makes sense. You got 5 guys on the court. You need to find out how you can utilize all 5 of them strengths and not just one guy's strength and say everybody else only strength you can use is catch and shoots. It's very hard to be good at catch and shoots. That's why teams that play like this are so inconsistent, because their success is going to depend on how crazy their best player can get, like how hot he can get. Like let's say Luca went for 50 today. They probably would have been in the game, but he would have had to go for 50 to be in the game. So the best player have to go nuts, or all the role players have to be hot from their catch and shoots. You can't always come in and be hot from your catch and shoot. Some nights you got back to back. Sometimes you play 4 games in 3 nights. You ain't got the legs, and we relying on catch and shoots with players with no legs, and they got to play defense. So you dirt tired. You ain't got no legs, and you got to defend and hit all your catch and shoot threes. Because our whole offense is our best player with the ball spread the floor. He dribble drives, and if the double come, we dish out for catch and shoots. That is horrible. Yeah, Roger, we live. Caller, what's up?
Hey, this is X-Man.
X-Man, what's up? What's up, big dog? What's your thoughts?
I wanted to point out that there was this point that in that argument debate that someone brought up about SGA having like Lou Dort and all that, and defensively compared to Luca and all that. And I just wanted to point out that there's this thing that I feel that doesn't get mentioned. It's about matching the energy of your leader.
Correct.
And SGA is a defensive-minded player. He's a two-way player, but he's defensive-minded. So obviously, they're going to build other defensive-minded players around him, and the other players who are drafted and developing, they're going to develop their game defensively the same way with the same energy that SGA is.
Correct.
That's the difference. Luka Doncic, because of his selfish offensive play style, in order for it to work, he needs great offensive-minded players who prioritize offense more than defense. So that he can't get a bunch of defenders, because then they wouldn't be prioritizing offense, and his leadership wouldn't work.
Correct.
His leadership would get.
You're 100% right. You're 100% right. If he had all defenders around him, that'll help him on defense. But you still playing 4-on-5 on defense, so that ain't gonna work too well. You know what I mean? And then on offense, all they gonna do is complain about how they can't hit no shots. It's the LeBron thing all over again. When LeBron had defenders around him and they wasn't hitting their threes, they just complained and said they can't hit no shots. Now we playing 5-man out offense, and we need you to shoot threes, and it's very hard to find an elite defender who's also an elite 3-point shooter. Like, how many of those are floating around here?
Exactly.
Elite,
and it costs money.
Yeah, elite 3-point shooters are like Steph, Trae Young, Dame Lillard. They're not elite defenders. So if you want an elite 3-point shooter around you, he's probably not going to be that good at defense. But the guys who are gritty and got the size and the athleticism to play defense, these are guys like D Wade and you know, guys like that. They're not knockdown 3-point shooters. They're slashers, right, and they can do stuff with the ball. So the type of personnel you looking for, it is a unicorn. So if you got a unicorn on your team that's your best player, is he really a unicorn if you need 4 more unicorns to make it work?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know the way they said, like, well, it's our job. It's the job of the players to make the franchise player look good. Well, not really. In fact, I say it's the opposite. More so the opposite. I'm pretty sure it's the job of the franchise player to show that he's a good leader by making his teammates look good, by letting them get the both half. Like, good leaders actually develop their teammates and elevate their teammates, not the opposite way around. So what you're really saying is that Luca is a poor leader, and and we have to protect him to make him look like he's a good leader by actually using our talent. So actually, there's a damn. It's almost like the role players are the leader.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy right here, Juan Stockton 41, is going nuts in the comment section. This is a video about triple doubles, Luca Doncic and Jokic, and this dude, every comment is about SGA. I don't understand it. I don't understand why SGA name keep coming up. But here's the thing, though. He said put SGA on Boston and they're not in the 3rd seed. Then he said OKC is carrying SGA and hiding his overrated defense. Okay, this is my philosophy. If you want to say OKC is carrying SGA, okay, I will agree with that. OKC is carrying SGA, but here's my philosophy. Whoever's doing the carrying has to get the blame when they lose. So if you think that SGA is getting carried by the team, whenever the team lose, you have to blame the team and not SGA. That's my philosophy. That's my only rule. I'm not going to debate you on why you think SGA is getting carried by the team. I'm not going to debate you on that. I'm going to agree with you, but I'm going to say the next time they lose, you have to blame Chet, Dort, Wallace. You have to blame those guys since they're the ones doing the carrying. Whoever gets the credit for the win has to get the credit for the losses. So if it's not SGA that's carrying the team and the leader of the team, then you can't blame them no more. That's the rule. That's the rule. Look at this response. Stop it. You're going to act like the MVP isn't going to be held up accountable. No, you can't. You can't hold the guy accountable that's not doing it. Like, he's getting carried. You saying he don't deserve MVP and the team is carrying him. You have to blame the role players and the others, because that's what y'all do for Jokic, right? When Denver loses and Jokic has a triple double, y'all say the help didn't help. Y'all blame the help. So you gotta be consistent. All right, my bad.
This is the same storyline all over again. You should remember every time the player centric offense doesn't work, then people resort to attacking the leader who actually plays in the real system. They did this with Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell. They do this with LeBron, the Michael Jordan argument, and now they're doing this with the Luca and Jokic to SGA.
Yeah.
So now the player centric offense of these so-called good leaders are producing bad results. Now the good leader apparently isn't a good leader anymore. Now the good leader making his teammates better. Now they're trying to flip reality and say oh, actually he's not making his teammates better. The teammates are just so good that it wouldn't matter that he's almost irrelevant.
It's the funniest thing in the world, man. It's the funniest thing. My favorite is when they try to call OKC a super team, and the reason why they do that is because it explains why they're winning so many games. Like, oh man, it can't be because SGA is a good leader and they just got a good system in place. It has to be a super team. Like, it's a super team. Like they're the best team in the last 30 years, right? But it does two things. One, it downplays how good their seasons has been, getting 60 plus win season. It downplays that because, of course, it's a super team. Of course you got 60 wins. But what it also does is, in the event that they lose, you get to pile on more trash on SGA by saying you lost with a super team. Right. So that's the whole thing of inflating the team around SGA, because if they win, so what? That's not impressive. You won with a super team, but if you lose, we really get the dump on you.
And it's funny. When years ago, when the Thunder, they traded away their players for a bunch of draft picks, the people were clowning the Thunder for being morons, because that's not common. That's not common in the modern NBA. The modern NBA builds their teams through through a bunch of immediate star power,
mm-hmm.
bunch of star power. So when they built a bunch of draft picks, people were clowning them for the past like 5 years ago. Now that they winning with these draft picks and then they still got more draft picks for the future, so they took advantage of the low IQ of the modern NBA. Now suddenly everything's unfair. It's just too unfair in favor of the Thunder. Now suddenly the Thunder just too stacked and nobody can beat them apparently.
Yeah. That's what it is, man. But hey, it is what it is. We got these fans that I don't know who raised them in basketball, but these new fans are unreal.
Because they're not fans of the game per se. They're fans of a certain player or a certain narrative. It's more like, it's kind of like a worship scenario. Like they have something to they have a parasocial relationship with this specific person. That their entire fandom is tied to Jokic, Brian, Luca, Harden, right? Their entire fandom is tied to this one player. This is that spectacle of triple doubles, that spectacle of a big man being a guard or a big man running the point. That's where their entire fandom came from. They don't care about the overall aspect of basketball. right?
Yeah.
If those people retire, if any of these players retire tomorrow and they didn't have a triple double person in place, and they would just stop watching. They would just stop caring. So it's like they're not really fans of the game per se. They're just fans of this specific. They're a fandom of this specific player, and whether it helps the league or whether it hurts it, they're not really thinking. They don't kind of think past that.
Yeah, and you know why that is, X-Man? Because imagine you didn't grow up playing basketball. You didn't even grow up watching it, right? You didn't play it, you didn't watch it, and you got into it, in the last 8 years, right? It's kind of hard to like the sport if you didn't never play it. So you're liking something else. You liking the surface level, outside sweetness, candy, all that stuff. The what Adam Silver has changed the game to be, where now numbers and analytics and stats is big and debate is big and all that stuff. And you get more people involved in the sport, that you can be involved in the sport without watching it.
Yeah.
Because you can watch my show and call in and talk to me about stats, analytics, and debate topics. And you ain't got to get into no X's and O's. You ain't got to know none of this stuff. You ain't never played, but you can have a conversation with me. And I wouldn't know if you played or not, because it sounds like you know something by just Googling stats. Right. So we got more people who aren't basketball lovers or basketball players, because everybody that loved basketball didn't actually play it, but when you followed it from a young age, you got something to say in this sport. But some people just came to it because it's got some excitement about it with debate and analytics. You might be a nerd who just like numbers and be like, oh shoot, I hear people throwing all these numbers out here and stats and stuff like it. That's my expertise. Let me jump in. And based on these numbers, where my calculator at? My glasses. Put these glasses on. You gotta put it on like this. Got the calculator. According to my calculations, mouth breather. According to my calculations, Jokic is the best player that ever played. You did math to figure that out? Seriously? Math?
You know what's sad? Because I actually, even though I did slightly play basketball when I was in elementary school and in high school and whatnot, I was one of those. I was fortunate enough. I feel like I was just slightly fortunate enough to have enough common sense to think a little further, because I'm part of this younger generation, and I was seconds away from falling into that rabbit hole of just being that. And I grew up, like I said, I already grew up with negative opinion. I know I'm getting off topic, but I grew up with negative opinions about Michael Jordan, because I wasn't really a deep basketball fan up until it wasn't until the 2000s. I was watching around the 2000s, the dead ball era, and the dead ball era was just about to end, and I know it's a change, and I didn't like it. But my understanding of MJ, because I didn't watch any of the 90s basketball, my understanding of MJ was based off of just pure ignorance that I was seeing from sports news, and I was seeing on Twitter, and I was just going from that before even doing any of my own research. I never did any research on the rule changes or the style changes or any of that up to that point. So it's so easy to fall into that trap of you're getting to a point where you're not even a fan of the game. You're more so a fan of the spectacle and the narratives that's surrounded it.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Yes.
I'm just so happy. I'm just fortunate to not end up like one of them.
Well,
because I'm nerdy, but being nerdy and hearing all about just box sports stats.
But if you do the box plus minus and you carry the 1 and PER and VORP, don't forget the VORP pi. According to my calculations, turning the ball over is pretty good.
What is that? The shot being more important than the mid-range shot is irrelevant because that's 3-point shot.
Yeah. They did math and said, don't shoot no more 2-pointers.
And it's also just common sense. You should know the reason of mid-range. There's a variety of reasons. But the reason a mid range is important is the reason that every shot is important is because you think of basketball just like any other fight. It's like a boxing fight. The more weaknesses you have, the more your opposition can exploit against you. The less weaknesses you have for your opposition to game plan against you. So the more shots you can take and the more you can shoot proficiently, it's going to be harder for the defense to stop you because you can attack from multiple angles. So having a mid-range adds an extra variety to your game.
Yeah, and look, and just like you said with your analogy of boxing, if somebody came in, if we take the analytic nerds from basketball and say, hey man, go do boxing the same way, and then they do some calculations and go tell a fighter, actually, you shouldn't be going to the body no more. That's an inefficient punch. You should be going for all haymakers, and that's it. Just no. Imagine if they told you the jab is inefficient. You should be going for all haymakers to the face and body blows. No more jabs. Never use the jab, because the jab is like the mid range. You know what I mean? It's like a setup. Going all the way to the hole is like a body shot. That's to your gut, right? Haymakers are 3-pointers. The jab is the mid range, because you can get that mid range anytime you want to. Boom, 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 boom. But the jab sets so much other stuff up, right? The jab is setting everything up, and it keep the guy from getting too close to you. You know what I'm saying? You hit him with that jab and you kind of move. It sets everything up. And the mid-range is the same way. The mid-range set up so much stuff, man. And they're saying take it out of the game. Just throw haymakers and body blows. No more jabs. Imagine somebody in your corner every time you throw a jab. No jabs. Come on. Come on, man.
The whole purpose of the mid-range is that it's inside of the 3-point line and outside of the paint. So that means if you're a person who scores in the paint as a slasher or a post player, the mid-range is a great alternative if the defense is cutting you off. If you're a good if the defense is cutting you off from the 3-point line, then the mid-range is a good alternative. It's right there next to you. It's literally to help you as an alternative shot for you to take if you're a shooter or a scorer in the paint. And it's why it breaks down so many defenses, because they know that the paint shots in the paint are the most efficient shot, and they know 3-pointers to have the most points, so they're going to put all their energy there, and so they're not expecting you to keep attacking from mid range. If you can attack on three different levels, now that's nearly impossible to stop.
Absolutely, I can agree with you more, man. But I appreciate X, man. Thanks for the call, brother.
Of course.
All right, no doubt.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, y'all, I'm done. We at 2 hours and 42 minutes. I probably could take 1 or 2 more phone calls. Any takers that want to defend Luca's 7 turnovers tonight and only 10 assists and only 16 for the team? Anybody want to defend triple-double basketball where your best player is your primary scorer and your primary facilitator and holds the ball until he can get an assist? And then they protect him on defense because that's where he needs to rest, because he does so much on offense and he guards the worst player. What's going on in the chat, my Serbian princes? What's going on? What's going on in the chat, man? What y'all doing in the chat? Bro, y'all got to get thicker skin, man. Y'all can't be. It's just sports, dog. Sports is bringing us together to have a conversation. We disagree on things, and we should be able to disagree with respect. So, what I'm gonna ask y'all to do is if you're out there in the comment section fighting for your life and offending people on purpose and throwing shots at them, personal jabs and all that stuff, I'm really gonna ask you to please stop. I hope it's not none of my moderators. I hope it's not none of my people who are usually here every show. Please don't let it be y'all, because y'all supposed to be moderating the chat for me. And moderators, do your job. If you got to time somebody out for 5 or 10 minutes, time them out. But I really don't want people to come because I like people that don't agree with me. That makes the show better. Like, it's okay if you don't agree with me. We can have a conversation, right? We can have a conversation. I like that. That's why I like it here. I don't want nobody to come here and listen to my show from start to finish. The people from Serbia, they here to support Jokic, and they, that's their countryman, and they don't want nobody to say nothing bad about Jokic. So they here to protect him and support him. You don't have to get mad because they're protecting him. That's fine. That's what they should do. Right? We all grown-ups, dog. So I mean, don't get personal. And that goes for everybody. Don't get personal with nobody. Don't get personal. Jeff says she ain't here stirring the pot. Hey, but Jeff, you my moderator, dog. You supposed to moderate. You get what I'm saying? If you my moderator, you supposed to moderate. So moderate it. If she's stirring the pot and she's saying stuff that goes against what I want in the community, then I gave you a wrench for a reason. Time somebody out and let them know why they timed out. Right? But I don't want you to take jabs back. If she's taking jabs at you, just time her out. You're a moderator, big dog. Nino, what's up?
Man, I was gonna see if anybody else calling in. Man, I got to get at you now a little bit.
Okay, here we go. All right.
Now you put Brian in the category with them guys. I don't think that was right now, Mill. Now what you say about Brian, I agree with a lot of what you say now, but putting him over there with them guys for his championships, I don't agree with it. Because in Miami, he wouldn't. I don't think he was allowed to play that way for one. But Brian played D in Miami, and he played a little off the ball, the way he hit the ball. He didn't really play triple-double basketball. I think he only averaged triple-double probably like 1 year, maybe.
No, you ain't got to average a triple-double to play triple-double basketball. Triple-double basketball is being a primary scorer and a primary facilitator and resting on defense.
Well, that'll be Cavalier. He wasn't resting on D in Miami.
He wasn't resting on D in Miami. That's for sure.
He rested on D in Cleveland. Now, I will give you that. But he rested on offense, too, because we had Kyrie. Kyrie was a bad man.
Of course.
He was a bad man. Now, I told you that yesterday. What I said to you about Luca. I said what they needed to do. Talk Brian out of his contract. Austin Reeves talked him into being like a Ginobili. Because Luca, you got to put, I'm not saying he's right, though, Mil, but you got to put 4 guys that can play hellacious defense on the floor with him. You got to. The man shorter than Paul Pierce, man. I don't think he's better than Paul Pierce, but I ain't heard the debate with nobody.
Who, Luca?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's better than Paul Pierce either, man. I like I told you last night, Luca is Turkaloo with a grain of light.
So will. I agree with that.
And less defense, because Turkaloo actually D'd up.
But your pride, so how you saying they shouldn't have to put 4 guys on defense? Man, you got to, man. You seen the dude. The dude play like Brian now, but Brian 30-something. There's no excuse, but
Yeah. I mean, I you said you had a gripe with me about LeBron, but I ain't really hit a gripe. What's the gripe?
What'd you say, Mel?
Oh, I said, what's your gripe with my having LeBron on that list, though?
Well, you had him over there with them guys, the triple-double basketball guys. I just didn't agree with it, except for when he made it back to Cleveland.
Right. I mean,
you got him over there with guys that don't play no defense now. They never play defense.
Yeah, that's true.
I believe. Well, I take that back. Russell
Westbrook plays defense now. He didn't play when he played triple-double basketball. He didn't because you can't.
Right.
You only human. You can't put maximum effort on defense and then come back and do primary facilitator and primary score. That's tiresome. Like you can't even finish the game like that. So when you play triple-double basketball, you actually have to be a cone on defense. Like it's required. Like if you go play triple-double basketball, you gotta rest on defense at some point. You gotta rest. And they choosing to rest on the defensive end.
True. I put Russ over there because I believe he was kind of, I don't want to say he was forced to play it, but I do because KD left and he felt he had to put the city on his back and the people fell in love with it. And I think that's what, you know how you do something and people clapping like, oh man.
Correct. Yeah. This what y'all like? Okay.
And I think he was like, oh, that because he really, the ironic part is him and KD kind of clashed over him not passing the ball when it was time. And what's that movie? You seen Joanna Man? When he accidentally passed the ball, and like, damn, people like this. That's how Ross was. Like, oh, people like passing. And he started passing the ball, getting a triple-double. But he didn't start out that way, and he played defense. And OKC, my problem with Russ was only his decision making. This guy Luca, who else you have? James Harden in Houston. He kind of had a lot on his plate.
He had a
coach I didn't like.
He didn't have to have a lot on his plate, man. This dude had Dwight Howard in his prime. Right? He had Dwight Howard, didn't use him right. Right? Then he didn't have nobody for a little while. It was just Clint Capella and Eric Gordon and some other shooters, Gerald Green. He had a lot of shooters around him. Right?
I'm talking about his coach. I don't know if you're a fan of him, but I ain't.
Who, D'Antoni? No, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of D'Antoni at all.
So he kind of got a bad. And what I'll say this about Bron. This is what I really caught. That caught my attention. Why I believe the NBA are ruining some of these guys. The coaches is the NBA. The coaches or something. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's on the internet. Ricky Davis, right?
Yeah, one of my favorite players.
When he played with Bron, and Bron said this 2 weeks ago, said that when he got in the league, he was like, man, you don't pass when man open, you don't do this. They taught him to play the way he played. Like, we want the ball in your hands. But me, I'm a Bron guy, but I be like, Bron making that shit up. But Ricky Davis just said on the podcast with, I forgot what podcast he's on. That
he was on there with Tony Allen and Zebo, wasn't he?
That's it. That when he got there, he was a scorer. He had figured it out. Bron was playing like a point guard, and when he was open, Bron was passing him the ball, and he was doing most of the scoring. Like Bron was like he was feeding him. It wasn't no smoke.
Correct.
He said the front office said, hey, he gonna stunt Bron growth. If we ain't about winning or playing this style of way, we're trying to make him be something like this. We're gonna make him play that way.
And they traded Ricky Davis.
And they traded Ricky Davis, which was a player that Bron needs, really.
Ricky Davis was in his prime, and Ricky Davis was a relentless scorer. He was a really good scorer, and he had.
See, people ain't gonna know about Ricky Davis.
he just had hit his prime, so he was just getting at it, getting to it, and getting traded from Cleveland is what kind of was the beginning of the end for him.
Yeah. So take Bron out of it. So we saying that I want to use that as a point to where. And then we just talked about analytics earlier. I think the NBA game, somebody, I don't know who it is. I don't know who is in control of this stuff, the coaches, the GMs. Some of these coaches and organizations are ruining these players, trying to make stars and make them play a certain way. They giving them this, saying you can play like this when it's gonna sell tickets, but it's not gonna win though.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a good point, because that kind of explains why Mark Cuban wanted Luca to win MVP so bad, man. I think when they think about marketing the player, they think about the business part of it, marketing the player, how many jersey sales, how many shoe sales, how much merch, how many ticket sales. They start thinking about all that stuff, and it is beneficial for them. So I think that was wanting Luca to be the face of the league and be MVP and all that stuff for money. And that's why Mark Cuban probably was from the front office coming down on Rick Carlisle to say, we want Luca to play this, because Mark Cuban is real big into analytics as well. And he got his own analytics guy. And I think somebody probably came to Mark Cuban and was like, this is the formula of success for winning. And he went to his head coach and was like, this is how I want my team to play. Right? That's why Rick Carlisle left.
Quit though, didn't he?
Yeah, he left and went to Indiana. Yeah.
Left Dallas and went to Indiana. That was crazy. That'll tell you something right there. Left Dallas and went to Indiana and traded. But how did it don't make sense though. It's something like adding up with this story. How do you trade Luca? They saying he's the top 3 best player in the world. And 26 years old for Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis injury prone. You end up getting Cooper Flag at the deal, but I don't know, man. The NBA got some shaky stuff gonna be going on. Bro.
Yeah.
I hope they don't ruin these guys.
Yeah.
But that's all I wanted to break down, though, man. I seen that on that podcast, and
all right, brother.
All
right, thank you. All right. Thank y'all for joining me, man. This was a good stream. Moderators, y'all gotta moderate a little bit better, man. Time some people out when they saying stuff against the community. You know what I mean? So y'all make sure y'all help me out, man. That's why y'all got wrenches. I did get a super chat. I didn't even read it. My apologies. $5 super chat. Can we start discussing the Trailblazers and Denny now? Bruh. Denny crazy, man. They just beat the Rockets tonight. Did they beat the Rockets? Yeah, they beat the Rockets. I gotta go check that out, man, because I was watching that. I was watching one game on TV, and then I was looking at the score on my phone for the Rockets, and I noticed that the Rockets was down 103 to 102. And then I looked at my phone and it said with 8.9 seconds left, KD missed a 7-foot jump shot that got tipped in by I think it was Smith Jr. It said he tipped it in, and then it was 104 to 103. And then they said in the fourth quarter. So the game was over. Rockets won. And then I hit refresh, and then it came back, and they took the points away, and the score was still 102-103. Trailblazers was winning. And I don't know what happened to the point. So maybe they reviewed it and saying that there was offensive basket interference or something. I don't know. I didn't see the game. But I thought it was weird. But nah, Denny is crazy, man. He had 40 something. He playing good, man. He probably gonna have an opportunity and probably have an opportunity to make all NBA this year, maybe third team. You know, because I think KD might be second team. Let me think about this. So first team is definitely gonna be SGA, Cade, Jaylen Brown, Jokic, and dang, no. Well, that's if Jokic don't miss 17 games, and if it's Wemby don't miss 17 games. So I'm putting this as if Jokic not gonna miss 17 games, and I think Wemby would be the other 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's first team. Second team might end up being Steph, Luca, KD, Giannis. Sure, Giannis might miss too many games too. And Sengun. That might be second team. So third team, that's when Denny from Portland might get on there. Denny might make first team. Chet might make. Which can Chet make? Chet is in a running for defensive player of the year. Will he make all NBA? That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if Chet will make it. That's interesting. Hey man, Denny and Jalen Johnson might make it. Denny, Jalen Johnson. On third team. Oh, Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray as well. So Murray, Denny, Jalen Johnson on third team. Who else I'm missing, y'all? Dylan Brooks? Nah, I don't know about that. Maybe Devin Booker though. Maybe Booker make third team. So Booker, Murray, Jalen Johnson, Denny. Nah, not hard neither. Man, that's tough, man. They gonna figure out a way to get LeBron in there, ain't they? 13. Well, LeBron can only miss one more game though. I don't know who I can put there at 13 for big because my 13 right now is all fours and guards. Jalen Johnson, Jaren Jackson not having that type of season. Bam Adebayo not having that type of season. That's a good one. Oh, maybe Jalen Duran. So maybe Duran. So Denny, Jalen Johnson, Murray, Booker, Duran for 13. But definitely KD on second team for sure. But all right, y'all. That was a good stream, man. I appreciate the support, man. Oh my God, Tyrese Maxey and Jalen Brunson. I forgot about both of them. Man, that's gonna be okay. So maybe it won't be Booker. I think it's gonna either be Maxey or Brunson instead of Booker. Maxey or Brunson. Yeah, that's a good one. Good point. Maxey or Brunson. As a matter of fact, no. Steph might be on third team. Maxey or Brunson might be on second. Yeah. Maxey or Brunson might be on second. Good point, y'all. Good point. Y'all be having my back. Yeah. That's for sure. But all right, y'all. Peace.